I didn't know about NVDA getting back up to 180, but I'm glad that that started to print for you, and same with no nonsense. I'm glad that you guys all had monstrous days, and I hope you do the exact same thing tomorrow.
All right, we're going to pause for a second. Adara, she's got breaking news.
TXN just had a pop here. We know that there's been that Goldman Sachs Communacopia conference happening. We have the CEO of Texas Instruments commenting here saying that they see the data center market growing above 50%. So TXN here with some positive data center market growth estimates. TXN to the upside. Back to you.
Oh, and we're live.
I'm having a muffin over here.
Oddly enough, we were just talking about Klarna, so I might as well go over it, everybody. So welcome back. We're here, but we're talking about the 50 break, and what we were sort of saying was I had to go to the bathroom.
I hear Adara in our ear humming. Oh. It was a very nice tune there, Adara. I like that humming tune.
No, the second we got to fill and it went up and then it slammed through the bid and we're out, I'm like, I'm getting up because we've been sitting in the desk for like 2 hours straight. Let's get out of here. Actually longer than that because we were there.
I explained to everybody, I was like, Neil's just getting up, taking a walk, he'll be back.
But I always do. Every time the IPO hits, once I'm out of the trade or it halts up and I have a stop order out or at 5 minutes, you get up, stretch your feet. But when it broke to 50, I feel like that's a level. When you see 1 million shares or whatever it is on a bid, there are situations where you'd rather punch out on the size than let it break the size. Because if you use a stop order in that situation, you can get rinsed and your slippage is nasty. The slippage at 52 where it opened was, I got 50 cents, but I mean, you could have gotten a little bit worse than that as well.
What was your best price? I think that's similar to mine.
My best out was 53.05, maybe?
Look at mine.
53. So it's right around the.
Well, you beat me. I got 53.02. Was my best.
But it was all at the same level. Everyone was. It broke 53, and then everyone started stacking. Like it was just offers all over the place in front of that 50. Around that 53 level. So it was one of those you weren't going to get that much better. And then on the way back down, I was able to get one out. I did get an out in the 40s on the way down before it eventually took out the bid because it was just cascading at that point. So Klarna, this doesn't make me feel very good about Friday's Gemini.
No.
Not at all. Because we're used to this, they'll halt to the upside, or at least there'll be some kind of an attempt to hold the breakout. That just wasn't the case today at all. Really, if you could have just been short this thing and done way better. If you just shorted the pop. And by the way, this candle is Fugaze.
Yeah.
I believe the high. I'd have to double check. I don't have this one on my e-signal. I'm at issues with my e-signal in New York quotes specifically.
It's on e-signal, but we have to look at the chart.
Yeah, the actual top was 53 something, I think.
I can actually replay. I can do a tick replay. We can maybe watch it live, so maybe we'll do that. But yeah, welcome everybody. Yeah, same kind of trade for me there. In, out once it breaks the IPO price. The problem is I got like 51. The lowest price I got on the breakdown was 51.27 for a decent amount. So, the maximum I think you could have got was $1 on this trade. And now, so IPO is at 52. The maximum you could have got was $1, not just because that's the prices that Neil and I got, but trust me, like I was sitting here trying to get, not even really trying to get out, but I got out of a quarter there and then almost nothing else. And then it dropped back in. So it was still a positive trade, but nowhere near. I was saying net, maybe like 15 or 20 cents, like at the end of it all, like how much I made. If you do shares minus how much I made, it's like 20 cents. Like I could have done better just punching out immediately, right? But that's not the trade. You're hoping that it skies there on Klarna, right? I mean, you could take 100,000 shares there, let's just say, and not that I would obviously do that, but right into there, you can make $1, but then it's that one time that it runs. I mean, you check out the bullish IPO, and that one opened up at, I have to go over a daily chart. It opened up right here, 70, and ripped to 90, then ripped to, it actually went into the teens. So that's where like I got out of a quarter for $1, like right there, and then was expecting this move, but then it did this move. So that's bullish. That's obviously not today, but it's Klarna day today. So yeah, Apple can't find a bottom as well. I mean, that's down 3% right now.
Amazon's good.
Yeah, that was the other thing. I turned over to Neil because basically I was paralyzed for 2 hours waiting for that to open up. So we didn't look at, I wasn't following the market as good as I should have been. Amazon also down 3%. So I was wondering about the story there because why are they, Klarna right now is breaking the day's low. So, but I was wondering, Oh, you angry, Sharif, over there, my guy? So the thing is right now we have a door in between basically Gen Pop and the rest of the world, like here, inside here. So we're locked in this studio.
No, but there's security on the door.
Right,
so
and the door swings quite aggressively. So I know Sharif probably just... Right, me too. So I was like, poor Brendan sitting right there. He's like getting the door, like feels like slammed in his face.
It would be... I'll say if I was Brendan, how loud that door is back and forth, it would probably frustrate me.
Yeah. Brendan's a
very patient gentleman.
That's what happens when you don't have kids or anything.
No, but there's also the recycling bucket thing that's just sitting in front of the door.
Yeah, because it's leaking.
Because there's like some leak in front of the... So I bust through the door because I'm rushing back in. I kick the stupid thing.
Oh, well, so you're a problem.
So the door goes, and then I kick the bucket. Brendan's right there. I'm like, sorry.
Oh,
sorry.
By the way.
Oh, God.
Fail.
Disgusting.
I almost had to throw it out.
I ate 80% of it. I was hungry.
Awesome.
I don't know what everybody else's opinion was on that one, but I feel to me that beef was a little overcooked and a little dry.
A little overcooked.
Right there, like you know when you're eating like pieces of beef and it's like, wow, this tastes like sandpaper. Like I feel like
you could take a bite that has more gravy than beef, and it still couldn't work. Still can't work, man.
Anyways,
no, we overcooked the roast the other day, but it wasn't even that bad.
If you have a nice gravy.
Yeah, we had a good gravy.
Did you like the lunch? Did you have the beef over there?
Mine was the chicken.
Oh, he had chicken and not a similar result.
I had to eat it with lots of sauce.
Oh, he ate it with lots of sauce. So right now Rob is like 5 feet that way over top of us, so he looks like he's like
yeah, get it, Rob.
Yeah, one of those. We just got to be careful here. Mark used to say, "Watch out, things will start falling from the top here," but
will they though?
I think we're good now over here. All right, thanks for joining us once again. It's a day of two different kind of stocks, right? I mean, Nvidia's up at 180 here. Broadcom's still upside. Oracle's upside.
39%.
But then we get stocks like Amazon down, Apple down, Google down. Like today's kind of a funny day. I mean, the Nasdaq's about to go red. To be honest with you. So
on a day where Oracle is up 39% and Broadcom is such a large constituent and it's crushing it. Yeah. For the market to be down is actually pretty bad.
So I just want to say, like right there, what's up, Sultron? If you follow our Instagram, I know Ramin is doing. There's a few shots that are of our build out.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to look somewhere over there, you can do that.
As it happens.
Yeah. Yeah, Ramin, I'll do my job. You do yours. Don't worry about it. No, to play around. Ramin goes, show them. So I will show you guys. I just have to get it all locked in. Well, here, I can do it right now, actually, so I don't get in trouble now from Ramin. Okay, so I'm going to pull it down. This is my Instagram right here. Here, Sydney Sweeney. Okay, Sharif, what? You on my Instagram profile over here? What's this AEO over here? Right now, I don't even know how to get to Trader TV. If I hit search, is it going to show up? Oh, yeah, there's my daughter. Okay, Trader TV.
Trader TV.
Remember Sharif did this one time and you hit the search button and there was like a bunch of like Sydney Sweeney's on there or something like that?
If you scroll.
Oh, no, who's this handsome guy?
You know what you're going to see.
What is going on here? Here's there's that's Travis Kelce right there. Here's this handsome dude right here, Sharif. Sharif, man, you posing for GQ over here? What's going? What is this going on over here? Like at least Neil looks like he's focused over here. Sharif looking like. Sharif, your job is safe, my guy.
I look like someone farted, man. I don't know what that look is for me.
Yeah, just some of the GQ action over here.
Pass gas.
Look at Neil. Okay, so you know what? Based on what I see over here, I feel like my job is in question right now. There's Neil, Brendan. I'm not even. Oh, finally, yeah, right beside Trump. Thanks, Ramin. Like what? 3 Jensen Wongs over here. Ramin, I actually work here.
Ramin is catching some strays.
So Joe's also not on here. Making me feel a little better.
Ramin is busting a gut over this. She's like...
more Sharif. What a surprise. Okay, let me go down here. Here's anybody else over here. Oh, Joe. Oh, Joe's not on here, he says. Okay. So far, Joe and I are tied after 40 of these things. I've been here...
Oh, it's him.
I've been here 24 years, my guy. You've been here 4 months. I mean, here's Kevin O'Leary. Ramin, everything all right?
The Figma guy gets it. Nobody even knows who that is.
Okay.
Hey, what's that?
What's that? Nobody knows any of this stuff is. This is the Fed.
Okay, gotcha.
There he is right here. See, Ramin put up there it is. That's when he was in the construction. Anyway, shout out to our team here, Ramin, mainly obviously doing all these Instagram posts. They're absolutely fantastic. Ramin, go show them. Oh, here it is. Here's one in the studio. Is this the studio one? Yeah, okay, so here it goes. This is like what it looked like before. There's Sharif with a clean face. Here's Brendan yelling at everybody, of course. Well, that was a long time. This is not one of the ones.
What? Go back.
I mean,
Just go back.
what do we go back?
Just go back.
Oh, here we go. There we go. So this is what's going on. Okay, here we go. Here's Brendan. All right, there it is. So there's a little bit of action happening there. Brendan again. There's Sharif again. Neil, my guess is you're not going to see me or you here.
No, we're not involved
There's
at all.
Brendan again. Oh, there's maybe me. There's Neil. Oh, yeah. Neil's like, oh, yeah. Oh, okay. There. That's why I'm not ever in. Because I look like a freaking maniac half the time in these things over here. All right. Well, we're having a good time. Anyways, fun times over here. So, all right, yeah, shout out to those in the chat. You got to get in the chat so we can do that kind of stuff, and it's a lot of fun.
Make sure you hit that subscribe to be in the chat, everybody.
Yeah, hit the like button and the subscribe button. All right, let's go back over to the desk, and we're going to do something called the rundown.
Welcome to the afternoon rundown, the show where we decide what we talk about every afternoon. The big boys, they're hyped, they're locked and they're loaded, and they're ready to look at the tickers as decided by you. But the only way to get those tickers up there, get into the chat, guys, and vote for your favorite tickers. You can vote basically from all day, from 8:30 onwards, but you got to get your vote in before 2 o'clock. That is the cutoff time. Make sure to throw in that $sign before you vote. Let's have a look at all four major averages. 2 are green, 2 are red. The NQ barely holding on to Greensville, up 0.5%. The ES up 0.25% on the day, faring the best out of the four major averages. The Dow faring the worst, down over 0.5% on the day, and the Russell 2000 also down 0.25% on the day. The first ticker, though, as decided by you guys, TSLA. And well, hey, they're up, despite really not having any positive headlines. In fact, Wells Fargo chiming in today saying under their analysis, Tesla is likely to deliver less cars in Q3 below the consensus, says Wells Fargo. Didn't really matter, though, up 2% on the day. And apparently, Larry Ellison now richer than Elon Musk.
I love this community. We haven't.
I said that yesterday on the show. I was like, is Elon going to get passed? Are you sure he's passed?
Well, it's close. It's probably really close.
Really?
Someone said it was really, and then they got to I think at the highs, Oracle might have got him.
Okay.
But
Oracle's at the highs.
Look, we have the best trading community out there. We love you guys. But what in the actual heck is Tesla doing at number 1 on this list? On a day where Klarna had an IPO, on a day where Corey was up 20%, on a day where Oracle is up 37%. I get it. There's a lot of Tesla bulls out there. I own Tesla shares too, but this didn't do that much. And if anything, the thing that sucks about Tesla right now is you have these walls of sellers, and there's another one forming. Well, I guess it's already here. Really, Chart is in Friday mode today. Friday mode. It was like this morning too. 355, 356. You can't beat them. I don't know if you just join them. We're still upward trending into the slowest possible breakout ever on Tesla because we can't get a good headline to get us through. And if we don't get a good headline to push us through, then people care more about the AI play than what's going on with Tesla. Show me your robotics, baby. Where? Where? I don't know where because we went, it was like 2 months ago or a month ago.
Yeah.
Probably over a month ago. We went to go check out, and you can go check out like the pre-order list, but there's nothing really concrete there when you check them out. Everyone's still waiting for what the catalyst is going to be, and you have a swath of sellers every time we get a couple of days worth of a rally. So until we break out, call it the mid 350s and then the 360, Tesla becomes a nice range-bound stock that if you can get it early, don't expect it to do more than an average daily range, whatever that usually is. If you get that, fantastic. I'm not even really caring that much about it this afternoon. I feel like there's other things probably going to move a little bit more than Tesla.
Yeah, look, I mean, same thing that what you just mentioned there, like kind of out of nowhere today. It wasn't really on the radar. Tesla just kept on going to the upside there. And yeah, look, I really like the stock. We've talked about it. We talked about Palantir breaking through its 165 area, and it looks like Tesla looking to do the same thing. Once we get above this 365, then I think it's go time for TSLA. So, and that's just what happened on Palantir as well, right? So Palantir got through, yep, got you. Palantir went right through 165 right there, and you know we can see what's been happening with it. So, Nice upside play there for Palantir, up 3%. We had Palantir right there, man, 164 as it was written, but we don't have it anymore. All right, man, 14 years. You've been hearing this all day. 14 years and 0 hacks. BTCC.com delivers when others don't. Bitcoin traded up to 500 times leverage. Even Tesla, gold, and Forex all available at BTC.com. With smart copy trading, you don't just watch the pros, you could trade like them. This is regulated, guys, in the United States, Canada, and Europe, and trusted by over 6.8 million traders. That's a good number. Trader TV Live has an exclusive offer for you. If you scan that QR code or click the link in the description, you will get 15% deposit bonus. Ain't nothing wrong with that. BTC.com, trade where the pros trade, and now you can also trade over there. So we want to thank BTCC.com for their continued support of Trader TV Live. All right, I never heard of this before, KLAR. I stood at the screen, stared at a screen. I watched everybody. Neil and I sat here. We said, what kind of lunch was this? We said, we got to go to the bathroom. We got to do everything. When is this IPO finally going to open? They held it at $52, what seemed for
It was better than minimum wage, though.
Yeah, we made more than minimum wage. It was fine.
No,
but
I'm just.
But at the end of the day, it was held for a while at $52, right? We're going to get the story from Sharif here. It finally opened up around $52. I feel like 1 p.m. is the magic time.
Yeah, before we go to
the stress too much.
Before we go to the desk, though, I get it when it's flying around and like you have the price going up and up and up and up, and it's going all over the place like it was for Bullish and some of the others. Yeah. But if you were going to open it at 52, you could open it an hour earlier.
That's the thing.
That's what does it. Never moved from like 51, then 52, then 53 for a minute, then 52. You could have just opened it an hour earlier. It didn't make any sense to me why it sat there doing nothing. But let's go to the desk and talk a little Klarna, which might signal a bit of a turn in the IPO market.
It opened up right, guys, at 1:07 p.m. today. It opened up at $52. The actual IPO price at the institutional level was $40, so opening up about $12 higher than that. The IPO price of $40 a share did raise about $1.5 billion in revenue, but about 1.17 of that is going to existing shareholders, with only about $200 million actually going to the company to grow and to build out. So interesting here. It's well off the highs, guys, and continuing to trend lower. What's the look on KLR?
All right, so yeah, thanks for all that description. I was actually throwing credit, obviously, where credit's due, because I said that in the midday show there, Sharif, Adara, and Joe really talked about the Klarna IPO, and it was just before they go through their little news rundown. I think they gave you everything that you needed to get. So thanks, Joe, Sharif, and Adara for that. But yeah, I just, you know, this one wasn't, and I think Neil and I, look, it's easy to say everything's hindsight in trading, I feel like, but this didn't have the excitement really about the rest. Maybe it did, it opened up late, I get all of that, but we started at $40, the highest we got was 53 on the tap, and then we opened up at 52, and it was a little bit, so, you know, to me, when we had Bullish, it started at 35 or 36, it went all the way to 105.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Something like that. It was really oversubscribed to a huge extent, where the price was really pushed outside the limits. The same thing was true for Figma. That never really was the case for Klarna, so I think I should have done a lot better by actually taking like $1 on this trade, and I would have made, honestly, 8 times more than I wound up making, so there you go. And the only reason why I think both of us obviously didn't wind up, you know, taking home the bag there was that eventually it broke. So the thing is that you like to be in IPOs when they do this, you know, and they start to get up to the upside. And we talked about what Bullish looked like on its IPO day and so on and so forth. This doesn't look anything like anything we've seen from the big ones over the last couple years, to be honest with you. It opened up, and really its best day was its birthday. That was right there, boom, opened up. Everyone was like, oh, nice to see you. The baby's healthy. It's doing all good. Nope. And then it just went to the downside. The break of 50 was scary. Once that broke, it went right to 48. And that 57 is not, I was sitting there watching it. Like, you know, like I said, man, it would be vacation if I would have got them out at 57. It didn't, I don't think it went up there. I think the best you could have done on Klarna today was in and around $1.
Yeah, 100% it was in and around $1 the best you could do. But if you raw dogged it, that you were losing more than $1.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's I think it's more important. And by the way, just want to show you GameStop, because GameStop just lost VWAP. one of the few things that was trending up above the volume weighted average price. Well, I'll get to GameStop a little bit later on, but it lost VWAP, so I'm out of it. It was long just over 25. You can see it just broke down. It was going pretty well, but yeah, ultimately, what scares me about this is it's not as it's not as if the other IPOs recently didn't eventually fall, but they at least had the crazy buy action and tumultuous open to the upside. That didn't exist. The only real panic direction was sell on the stock at any point. That's what I don't like. The other thing which comes into play now is the issue price is only 40 bucks. You came within almost 10% of testing that, which means we could actually see one of these IPOs retest the issue price. That hasn't been a thing in forever. Ultimately, I would expect the underwriters to defend that price, so when it gets there the first time, we'll probably try the long. But let's be real, we have not seen this happen. You could have looked at, there were some indications that maybe we should have been a little bit concerned about it. Upstart died and was going down the entire day, down 10%. Affirm, a direct comparable, its best price was in the pre-market, and at the open, it dumped. It's continuing to dump the entire day. You can look at completely unrelated, like Figma. Look at Figma's chart. It's been dumping most of the day. Forget about when this opened up. This was dumping off the highs the whole time. So I don't know how I feel as much about Gemini on Friday. We'll see. I don't want to completely write it off. You never know. It's still, at the end of the day, the trade made money taking the open, but the unwillingness to go short. I even paid for locates, but it wasn't unwillingness. Whatever. I went to go to the bathroom when 50 broke, so it's not like I would have had that short. But these IPOs might have just hit a top. So the smarter ones got in early when it was CoreWeave and when it was Circle, and you would not just go up for one day, but you would actually have some follow through. Like this, its first day wasn't its best day on CoreWeave. Its third day was fantastic, and then it ended up holding some of those lows. But at least you were going up and trending up. I think we're taking a break from that.
WLDS, the next ticker as decided by you. Wearable Devices, an Israeli-based company. They make wearables that are non-invasive, like watches that connect neurally. And they reported earnings after the bell yesterday, popped up aggressively from that $1 area all the way up into $4 or thereabouts, a little bit less. But it was really the open, right at the open today, right around 9 o'clock, that this one spiked up into that almost $11 area. We're still about 25% off the highs, 684% in Greensville, guys. What's a look on WLDS?
Hold on, did you say connected neurally? They don't do that yet, do they?
Maybe they do.
What's their timeline on being able to do that? Non-invasive. Well, okay, yeah, it's just wrist devices. Like I pulled up to look at some of them. No, they're not making any money. That's the concern. But you also have to remember, like the float is 2 million shares. So I was just looking for the comparison. It's done
shares. Why so?
250 million in volume. 250 million on 2.2 million float. This is the game that is afoot right now. It seems to be find whatever small float name can get going and punish anybody that tries to be shorted. So as much as this, I'm not even going to get into what they do. I don't know anything about them, and to be honest, I'd never heard of them until today, and I still frankly don't know anything about them, let's be real. It's got a double top at 11. I'm going to imagine what could break loose if this takes 11 this afternoon. The fact that it could pull back, almost get cut in half twice, and still manage to bounce. Yeah, this one might be on a little bit of something. When all of and we'll get to ASST because that's prime example of what happened to these treasury plays. They all pretty much died out pretty badly. So I guess they're back to just regular small cap and small floaters. WLDS. This one has a decent chance at a multi-day just because it's a hot thing. Market's weak, and what else are you going to look at?
The market's not just, like Neil just said there, the market's not super hot right now. I mean, there's Google just falling right out of bed down at 239. I said that Google was red. We nailed Google today, by the way. It's my P&L. Well, my P&L number one is going to be Klarna, but it was Google. We're 3 for 3 today in the stocks that we've traded. But Google right now coming back into 239 just had, and the reason why I'm calling this up is that could have been a little bit of a capitulation wick there to the bottom. I like to see them on 5-minute charts as well. We might have just got blown out to the downside there off 239, and then someone came in and bought that thing right back up. So Google has I think right now the pedigree to go back up, but we'll wait to see if Google does that exactly or not. I don't want to call up the Oracle chart because we'll hear the story, then we'll come back and we'll talk about it. But Oracle also right now, Sharif, heading lower.
Sean, off the highs, 345.72, the high of the day, dipping down now below 325. Here's the deal, guys. So Oracle signed 4 multi-billion-dollar contracts with 3 different customers during the quarter. The CEO, Safra Catz, told investors, she said it was an astonishing quarter and demand for Oracle Cloud infrastructure continues to build. In fact, she's saying there are several more multi-billion-dollar customers expected to sign in the next few months and push the company's RPO remaining performance obligations, not run pass option, baby, up to more than 500 million. So up 33.8, but off the highs, boys.
You know, Sharif used to run the RPO. That's the thing, you know, like you hand the ball off to that guy, you know, no one's getting involved. So that's a touchdown guarantee.
He was a running back, I think.
No, I think he was a linebacker. Running back, okay, so there you go. So, oh, and a free safety, okay. All right, so there you go.
Play both ways,
Back in the day, you know, when we were young, you played both ways, you know what I mean? Like you get on both sides. Now you only have Travis Hunter. Oh, did he play any D this weekend?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he did.
But he was mostly offense.
Was he mostly offense? Okay.
It's mostly offense for the shorts right now on Oracle. Like you have to remember, it's up 34%, and all the related names are going down too. Like CoreWeave just had a bit of a $4 move to the downside. I just saw that pull back from 18 to 114. Oracle's giving up a bit of the gap. But this does look at the end of the day, this is really not like it was such an insane move for a guy that far out. I'm kind of surprised it took this long for the selling to accelerate. It was so very controlled for the entire day. This could have hold 310, and it's really like it's still just incredibly impressive. Could drop $15 from here and still look pretty solid. Still surprised. Remember how far out these metrics are, and now they have a target on their back every single quarter. Oracle does, because you can't come out with projections like that and come up short. You know, they just bumped you 30-something%. If they come anywhere close to holding some of these highs and next quarter it doesn't look all that rosy, they're going to get punished. So I'm considering probably selling some Oracle shares.
Yeah, we said we would. I said I would.
Should have sold them at noon.
Obsessed with that Klarna trade, but here it goes right now. I'm going to go short Palantir. If Palantir breaks this, I mean, again, we had a huge trade. Not huge, could have been huger, bigger.
Not sure that.
But you know, we got out right there at the 200-period moving average. We thought that there was a little bit of worry here in Palantir, and it looks like I was completely wrong because it goes right up to 168.50. Great trade there for PLTR. But if you had the long, I'm looking at this break right now. Let's get under view up and break this low on Palantir. And hey, if it keeps on climbing now, fine. We're not long. We're waiting for that break. Maybe we get it. Maybe we don't. But yeah, Oracle. Look, I wrote it down today. I said right on the sheet right here, and you guys can go find it. It's on the sticky note. It's actually right here. I still have it up. And it was Oracle 310 long. You know, so I was looking for dip buys all day on this thing. You're getting one right now. But there it was off the open. 310 is right there. Like we didn't predict it for any other reason, and I'll show you why. It went to 312, so we did not get that long, which turned out to be $30 worth of a win. But at the end of the day, here's 310. There were some dark pool prints this morning around 8 o'clock. I just thought 310 could have played. That was the only real reason. Plus, I like the even dollar levels on every stock all of the time. Like that goes to 345, falls down. Maybe we resist this bid right here, and then it goes whoops all the way to the downside. Look at 330, you know, clean. Break down in. We just bounced off 322. So let's pay attention to Oracle here into the close. Like I said, if Oracle falls down, I think we're right. The lot and people in the chat saying that there could be a nice little down sort of flow here to a lot of these other names, right? And so again, great quarter looking forward. Not a great quarter looking backwards. They miss on EPS and on sales, but give that great guide there with booked revenues up until 2030 right there. So yeah, Oracle looks like it's going to be a winner for a while. But yeah, congratulations, man. You never long enough that name. I don't know. I never hear people talking about Oracle, but we should have.
It's
Why
kind of
are
a
people saying
boring
what happened
name
to
to use, man.
Upstart?
Because it's been so bad all day.
Just Tank City right now, Upstart?
Been tanking all day.
Down 10 points. Okay, we said, or 10%. We said the same thing there about Neo, which was down today. And this can't be a Klarna thing because this was all the way down almost to start with. Let me see what Affirm's doing as well. It could be, I think, didn't Upstart get downgraded today, I feel like maybe?
Maybe that's it.
But yeah, see, Affirm's just kind of starting to go from 1 o'clock. But anyways, we'll find out more about Upstart. It's 2:30 right now.
Yeah, the way this market has fallen, man, it could give you one concussion. But realistically, each year, 3.8 million concussions are reported in the U.S., and yet there is still no FDA-approved treatment. NYSE-listed Orgenex, OGEN, is changing that with its first-in-class intranasal drug designed for rapid brain access. With the concussion treatment market projected to reach $8.9 billion by 2027, Orgenex is uniquely positioned to lead the way. Learn more and schedule a meeting today. Scan the QR code for more information. ASST might have signaled the top for announcing you're a treasury play.
They hit ever, Neil. Let's talk about why it's moving in the first place. So asset entities shares jump over 96% after shareholders approve the merger with Strive. And what they're talking about there is that after market move there on your screen, we were basically trading at $6 by the time 8 p.m. came along. We were at 9.5, but that was a light move compared to what we did at 4 a.m., boys. We popped up from 11.5 all the way up to 1974. And guess what? We're down now 56% from those 4 a.m. highs.
Gave it a little shot in the morning because all these were going so crazily, and seemed like if you were buying the dips in the morning, that was the way to go. Whether it was OCTO or weeks ago BMNR, or what was the one yesterday? QMMM, right? But not this. And what was interesting is, and probably should have, I'm not saying I should have been short, but at about 7:30 or so, this held $15, or in front of, before 7:30, held $15. And when it finally turned here at 14, it went along and then saw 15 just brick wall it. Like it was a brick wall at that price, and then sellers were just stepping it down, and it really accelerated from there. So if you come in with the right bias, I think you could have done really well with the stock, because the second the sellers were there at 15, it was like, oh, this thing's going down. And as I said, I think this might be a temporary top. The next time you have one of these, someone makes this announcement that they're doing a crypto, whatever, Bitcoin, Treasury, Tron coin, Fart coin, whatever it might be, your pre-market might be your best chance. I don't know if we're going to see another QMMM. And even this, like it's down 47%. And that's just from where it closed. Remember, this was up at almost $300 in the afternoon. So yeah, the rug, I'm not saying the rug has been pulled, but I think the shift, at least short term, is you can't just announce that you're doing this and you're going to expect to have some crazy day. So for all the momentum traders trying to catch these, maybe take a step back or lose less shares, or use the pre-market as your best opportunity.
All right. Yeah, thanks for everything, guys, so far here today. The rundown is now complete. And I'm going to actually reset this. So this is where we get all the information from. And I mean, most of the names that we just talked about, there's Tesla got a lot of votes, Neil. So there it is right there. Klarna, Robinhood. So GameStop is a great day for GameStop. I'm debating getting some GameStop shares myself right now. We were sort of talking a little bit about that. Maybe we will. Broadcom still 8%, but guess what? Bye-bye, fresh start. So right now, you got to get into the chat right here. Make sure you do type in here, not $Obi, not $Sean, not $Neil, but you got to put some sort of a stock. And once you put that in here, then it's going to start to populate right here. And Fabian told us, whatever color the symbol is here relates to whatever color. It's like, look at this, man. Amazon orange, boom, orange. I like that. That's pretty cool. So shout out to Fabian doing the best work for us here, as this has been an awesome.
Oh, I see what's happening.
Give us all that. So there's IBIT right here.
Now, someone just typed IBIT like a Bob the dog just put IBIT himself a bunch of times.
So, but I thought you could only vote once.
Apparently not. Here, I'm going to do a channel check.
Right there. So anyways, keep voting on there. We'll look at it. But I think Bob the dog there, you might have, Fabian's on this right now. He's going to figure out what's going on with that. But right here, let's refresh this because you selected IBIT. Let's go over and check out Wagwan with the overall crypto space right now. Overall crypto market cap, it's a nice one, man. It's $4 trillion. About time we get up to that level. So we'll wait to see where we're going on. Is that 4 trillion? Yeah. All right. So Bitcoin right here, nice movement today, up 2%. We like that 113 level. It looks pretty solid there, holding around 108. I mean, 108 was the dip buy that we all wish we would have had, but whatever, it's 5% higher from now. We'll get back in there most likely. Ripple's a good little mover too, up 5% on the week, so that's good. Solana's been really the one that's been running around there. $200 was a good area for support there, and we'll wait to see what happens. They're up 10% from that area. The other names, I'm trying to use names that are talked about a lot. Dogecoin 24 cents right now. Cardano, the one kind of left, like. I'm a buyer of Cardano. I mean, I haven't bought any in a minute, but I really like the fact that we talked about where Cardano was as far as that not treasury, what were they doing there in the government? The
reserve. Strategic reserve.
Strategic reserve. Cardano was wrapped up in that. So I was like, what? Chainlink was that CWD, so that's down 1.3%. This one might be the next one. Hyperliquid right now, up 18%. So that could be something going through as well. Hyperliquid. So just a quick little look at some of the crypto space. And I use, this is just CoinGecko. So to have a quick review of everything. But yeah, that's just a quick little look there. And because you want to do IBIT, we can have a look there. We just saw that it was down 2% on the day. I like Bitcoin. I think this is the dip that maybe we all should be buying. With the Nasdaq, with the S&P 500 at all-time highs, if there's any connection between any of them, why not try to maybe go for it right here? Get out if it breaks through 60. Maybe the next thing to pump would actually be Bitcoin. So we'll wait to see if that has a chance. I think it has. I mean, it does have a chance. Yes, it does. But how good of one? I guess we'll have to wait to see. It's got to break above the 50-period moving average, and I think we get a little more excited for IBIT.
I feel like there could be one more leg down.
Someone knows about it.
I've been holding out for one more leg down on Bitcoin that I think might retest the low 90s.
Right.
For sure. I feel like I just heard something like I just broke a button. It was weird. You didn't hear that? Anyways, it doesn't matter. I saw. You know what's the top of the list now?
There's a button. It looks like they're all still there.
Robinhood is now top of the list. So they had their event last night at 5:30. Probably around 5:30 began, and then they're going into the S&P 500 in just under 2 weeks, but 12 days or so. The 22nd, like everything else, it was good until not. But the good news, well, there's not much good news when you have this kind of a Christmas tree retracement. But the good news is it's still holding on to the afternoon highs. So like the afternoon top was about 117.80. That's the good news. The bad news is if it breaks. Dun, dun, dun. Well, you never really want a stock to lose the shelf like this. But it's just gone green to red. The market just went green to red. It's been trending down more or less the vast majority of the day. So if it does break down, this is just one I'm going to take a shot at. The other name I'm looking at is CoreWeave. CoreWeave, the biggest sympathy play upside percentage-wise, I think, to this move that we've seen in Oracle. And it broke down with Oracle. I feel like Oracle's trying to go. It's got this nice consolidation, 116. Again, pretty key level because that's where the only dip that happened in CoreWeave at the open was at this area. I feel like if it's going to consolidate, make another leg down, this is the place to do it. I just saw that one as we'll get our order in for Robinhood. By the way, Klarna has a decent chance to break its low. If it gets to 40 for some reason, obviously we'll get right over to it because there'd be a huge bid at 40. Whatever was there at 50, there'd be much more shares there at the 40 level, so it'll be huge if Klarna somehow could get to that price.
Yeah, there was
how much?
About 1.5 million.
Still pretty juicy.
Was on the bid, and it took a minute to break it. I'm going to go find out how much it is to pay for shorts here on Klarna, and then we're going to get some for that. Palantir did not break that low of 166. It did make a move a little bit higher there. Not enough for me to short it. I only really want to short the momentum and like the move to the downside right here. Oh, wow. it's going to cost me for 100 shares $5, so I will definitely.
They increased the price? What?
I am saying yes to that multiple times over. So, all right, we'll take that. All right, so we're going to go short on Klarna if it does wind up breaking a little bit lower. Let me check it out. Shout out to NFL. You know, great job so far. You know, a couple great games over the weekend, although 12 of the 15 weekend games were under the number gambling-wise. So shout out to all my gamblers out there. Unite in losing money. But yeah, you know, there's DraftKings pulling back in, right? And so this is a pretty, we talked about this. I've gotten out in the last week a little bit. I always hold something. I'm trying to get out of some stuff here and there. It's like, well, I want to get out a little bit of Oracle. But heading into the NFL season, now the NFL season starts. So I haven't heard any stories on DraftKings or anything like that. So it's not like it's coming down for reasons. I think it's just gets hyped up a little bit there. We all know what's coming and we all wait for those big numbers. And they're probably going to have a huge quarter. I mean, I see DraftKings advertised all the time. I was watching the US Open. There was DraftKings stuff going on there. So everyone talk, even at baseball, we joke around. We were at hockey the other day and someone's like, oh, what's the odds? We're talking like U13 games. Like these are just little kids. And they're talking about that. So I think it's now, you know, sort of a household thing, people watching games, betting on them and whatnot. So, yeah, I still like DraftKings. I think a pull down on DKNG is worth a little
Oracle
bit
caught a
anyways,
bid.
if that's there. Oracle caught a bit. Okay, so that's good. The other name here that I could say sell the news a little bit here, kids going back to school, right? So Roblox has had a couple issues lately. Obviously, there was something about kid safety and all that. It looks like they got that figured out, or maybe they have, maybe they haven't. That created this kind of a move down where you were able to take about a 10 or 15% haircut there, but we bounced straight off the 50-period moving average. Roblox to me is a screaming long. As long as we break this 138, this could be an options play because I think it extends quite nicely if on this break right there. I mean, they're not even doing daily active or monthly active users anymore. You just got to wait for the quarter. But I'm telling you, like, maybe it's just me because I have these two kids, but like YouTube is littered with like all of these, I don't know what the right content providers, I guess. I don't know what streamers, I guess.
Yeah,
where they're just streaming Roblox and blah, blah, blah. And these videos have like hundreds of thousands of millions of views. And it's like literally somebody playing Grow Garden or whatever. And I'm just like, what are you guys even watching? Like, but anyways, at the end of the day.
Minecraft. It's just
or brain rot. You heard of that game? There's some stuff going on there. But at the end of the day, I think Roblox is going to be fine. It's just, I really like that break there of 138. So I'm still waiting for Klarna. What level did you say? Okay, breaking the low.
45.40 is the low. 45.43 is the low.
I actually thought we were closer. So that IPO price of 40
it's at 46.
is more the thing.
40 would be insane.
I don't mind taking that.
Ed Miller open tomorrow morning. Not the market's going to open tomorrow morning like it always does. You mean open door?
Means open.
Remember, yeah, open door tomorrow. Another down day for open. Here's what I'm looking at for open door. Whoops. Always keep my drawing tool up. Open door has had a very, very clean trend. It'll pull back and it'll bounce off some clean higher lows. If it breaks the trend, maybe you could contend with 5. But if it loses $5, this could be a hefty short. In open door. I think that's when the shorts get back into control, is if it gets underneath the $5 level. So as far as looking for a dip buy, tomorrow morning, provided you end up down here, would look like the day to test the trend line. To maybe reverse from being bearish on the stock to going to bullish. But I can't predict. It could open up and be at $5 already, and it's underneath the trend, then I'd be looking short. If it opens above, I think I'd be looking for something long in the 550 range. Certainly, Robinhood just broke that low of the day. Sorry, not the low. Yeah, it is the low of the day, that double bottom. Let's go to Adara, though.
Couple different stories here. Keep an eye on Broadcom. Apparently, Bloomberg reporting, and this is just more kind of interest than anything, especially with Oracle and recent Tesla news, but Bloomberg reporting that apparently Hock Tan, the CEO of Broadcom, has a new contract, which, actually is related to serious stock awards with regards to AI sales goals. So he actually would get $205 million or roughly 610,000 Broadcom shares if they reach a certain AI sales goal. So it's kind of similar to what's happening here with Tesla's Elon Musk pay package. But either way, Bloomberg reporting that Broadcom has a similar arrangement here with CEO Hock Tan, according to a recent filing. Let's take a look here as well and give these oil names on watch. We have comments coming out here from U.S. Energy Secretary Chris Wright, speaking right now about oil growth in general and saying that in the next few years you're going to see strong global economic growth and an increase in demand for oil. Back to you.
Get paid for performance.
Well, I mean, oil, the energy sector has been beat up just a little bit here in the last little while. We do. That's what I thought about Joe Schmo, their CEO Hawk Tua, but that's not the same CEO there. Yeah, so we'll pay attention to all of that. I'm actually just reading about.
I was waiting for
how to get FIFA World Cup tickets. So I'm trying to figure this out here. Can enter some draws here with Visa and all that kind of stuff.
Word.
Out, as we have the World Cup of soccer coming here next summer. I think two or three games.
It's going to be.
If you ever get your hands on those tickets, like, I don't know, man. Unless it was Italy or something, I don't. I probably would be trying to sell those. I don't know. Head up to StubHub. Oh yeah, StubHub.
You wouldn't just go for the experience. I don't know. I would go for the.
No, that's what I was saying. I think I probably would. I think a lot of it would depend on the match. Like if I was going to see like Morocco versus Ecuador or something, I may try to sell those.
There's usually not very many. It's the World
once in a
Cup.
lifetime.
Like,
yeah, I know.
It's a once in a lifetime.
They're not even that expensive. I think they're saying they're starting at like $80 Canadian.
I feel like I'm only going if my dad wants to go because he's
that'll be
big into football.
I want to take people that where it's like a bucket.
Yeah, where it's like a thing. Like otherwise, sort of what's the point? I don't know. Robinhood doesn't seem to want to break down that much. The market's catching. Oh, you know why? I feel like we're gonna go as this goes. Oh yeah, I'm tightening the stop up. Look at the bid that Oracle's catching here. That just came in now, what, $7 from the lows here on Oracle. So the breakdown happened on Robinhood. As said, it did get down to about 1-to-1 to that 118 level because I got 78s here, 117, 77.5. It rounds to 78. But I'm going to tighten the stop. I don't want this. We're punching the low of the day at 245. It's one of those usual like trap trades that we're going short at the low of the day. But we'll see. With the Oracle catching a bid like this, the timing might not be the best on that trade. I can always try to jump in somewhere else. So scalp some out, but I have a really tight stop on this. CoreWeave never came close to hitting. I went ahead and canceled that order. Klarna's not breaking the low of the day either.
Shoot.
Klarna caught a bid, about not crazy, but like $1 off the low, so it's not going to break the low anytime soon. We're just looking for that next leg. Maybe we're waiting for Oracle to push lower.
Tesla is right at VWAP. I mean, shout out, who was that in the chat there?
But like up or down?
Down. Yeah.
Oh,
chat.
down into VWAP.
What's up, Chat Trader? There he is right here. What's up, my guy? Chat Trader, 1111111.
Still cold.
Yeah, Tesla right literally at VWAP. I mean, great look. You know I like this look right here. What about a long? Do we want to go long? I mean, the market is not really saying long, but Tesla up right here, about to give it up right now at VWAP, actually. 353, spike short. Yeah. Okay, well, there you go. So now you're breaking it, so we don't have to worry about the long there on VWAP. But at least thank you for bringing that up to my attention. But like that's why you just saw me in real time kind of like humming and hawing that right there. Let's see what happens now. Oh, man, if anything, that would have been a short there. On that. The market is kind of giving stuff up here. Maybe we should be going over to Apple and going over to something that, oh man, that's $1. Oh. All right, good call there, Chat Trader 111, man. You nailed that one. There's VWAP. I mean, whether or not you want to go long or not, but good call on where Tesla was. That's a setup. That's a good one. So breaking lower right there on action. I like that trade, right? So what I mean by that is like it came in. It's a lower market. The market's going lower. It's running right into VWAP. That break just spiked you 80 cents, you know? So, like, that was a great look. No matter how many shares you had, even 100 shares there, man, put $80 in your pocket or something. Like, that was a great call right there. And remember, Neil and I trade props, so we're not trading options or anything like that. We're trading actual physical equity, not CDRs, nothing like that. So, not CDRs, CFDs.
CFDs.
Like Canadian depository receipts. We're not trading those either.
I own some.
But yeah, same. But at the end of the day, wow, that was a good call right there for Tesla. Okay, so there we go, man. I employ everybody else let's go find some trades like that where they're coming up to some levels that we think could get smashed. Maybe the market just broke lows of the day. That could be a short as well back into that level. So, all right, I might just have to jump on the TQQs.
And if you're looking for opportunities to prove your worth and maybe make some coin out of it, and you're a Canadian trader, then Beta Pro by Globex is bringing back its biggest winner simulated ETF trading competition, now with over $40,000 in cash, straight cash only prizes, including a $20,000 grand prize, all risk-free. It's free to enter and open to all Canadians. Trade with $100,000 in fantasy cash on the Webull platform. Whether you're an experienced trader or just getting started, it's a chance to test strategies, build skills, and climb the leaderboard. So, you think you have what it takes to be the next biggest winner? Sign up today, scan the QR code you see out in front of you. Shout out to them. I haven't looked at Webull in a while, but I'm not going to go over to Webull.
Probably not great today.
No, there's almost no chance Webull is having a good... If Robinhood went red to green after an all-time high, well, that's the other thing. I forgot to mention this about Robinhood. Yeah, this is kind of like a failed all-time high break on Robinhood as well. Those don't always look good for a few days. Like, you remember the last time it did an all-time high fail break, it pulled back. That's about 15%. Actually a little bit lower because technically it pulled back further than that, really. So that's a pretty decent pullback for this name. I could see, this isn't crazy for a sell the news on this S&P 500 for it to fill the gap. And filling the gap could be all the way to 105, 106, and before we actually get to this edition coming in 2 weeks or so on Robinhood. And I said I wouldn't look at Webull, but my morbid curiosity, I just want to know because I haven't looked at this today, so I would like to know how it's doing.
We're short.
Not too bad. Only 1.5% down. Webull's not been very good since earnings. And yeah, this one might actually be headed back down for a reload in front of that $10 level. Like, just eyeball that 10 to
really?
11.
Oh, no.
No, it's under the 50 period. It's been consolidating underneath, not really showing any signs of breaking. It tried to break out today and rejected it. That's obviously a reversal candle. Big time reversal candle. This might even be a short tomorrow through 13.25 on Webull. Just because I own the stock doesn't mean it doesn't look like a short right now.
Yeah, for sure. We have a new position. I'm going to go short the market. So we're short right here on the TQs. You can probably see it. I had about 5 minutes or, 3 minutes ago, right there. So first trade, and it's going to look silly because you're only going short now, but we only really starting looking right now to find some new trades because it's about entering the power hour. What I'm trying to do here is this is a 50-period moving average, been following it down basically since it broke right there at 1 o'clock. So 3 o'clock, it's been 2 hours of pretty good respecting of that level. That's 93.95. I'm going to get a little bit more short at 75 if we wind up popping, but right now we're dropping, so that's good. And then punch out if we take out this level right here. So we're going to, respect the 50-period moving average, but understand that we can break it, right? It's been broken before. So a little bit north of 94 is where we will stop out of this trade. For now, it's working. We're short, and it's going down here. This is the TQQs. I say like we're short the futures. Obviously, it's just
Figure of speech.
Losing my train of thought here. No, it's like a tool. It's a product for shorting of the futures there, and it's a 3 times levered right now because it's not really is it like an ETF? I don't know. But anyways, TQQ's right there 3 times. So you guys, there's other stuff like TSLA and NVDL that'll give you the same kind of play. So right there, the Nasdaq and the TQ's down 1/3%, when the Nasdaq just down, 1/3 of that. So that's how it's going to work. I don't really have a target right now. We have like half of a unit, so we're looking to get a little bit more if we do bump up. It's been pretty choppy. I don't want to put like a full boat on here. I think our first area we could get supported around 93. That's right where we are now, so I don't know. 93.40. Let's put something like at 45 for that trade. There goes Palantir, another new position alert right here. Palantir breaks 166. So this one actually, it looks like it has the juice. So let's see what Palantir does right now. And again, we talked about this as a trade, so we'll take some 85s. We only got short right now. Why do we get such a bad price? I don't even know why. We're supposed to take, it's because that break was right there. Okay, so it actually I thought we were short at 166, but we're short right here, 165.86. So, all right, nothing. We just have these double shorts. So let's see what the market does. We might have just pushed a short near the bottom, which is fine. Both of these trades are half-unit trades that we can get out of if they're not right. I just showed you where they were on the TQQs. This is a little bit like, it's because that was such a dramatic move. Like, I don't know what just happened right there, but the 50 period is now a ways away. So for this one, I'm glad we only have half a unit because we may have to try to hold this one back up into this spot. So let's get a little bit more if we come into the 40s here or so for Palantir, but we got to be very, very careful about this top right here. 160 there, no matter what happens. 166.81. I was going to use 75. Let's give it a couple more pennies. 81s there to the upside. Okay, so that's what we'll do. This is a mistake. I didn't. I took out like 2% there. I thought we were 15 cents in the money and it just had a crazy move. So I was like, let me just pay for some fees. But at the end of the day, not much going on.
It's like
there.
when you take a breakout trade and hit offer enter on the initial push.
Right.
But if your slippage was really bad, that happened. It happened.
At Klarna, we lost 80 cents.
The slippage was insane on Klarna. But imagine you were taking the short on Klarna when it broke the initial low. Like if you think you're getting short at like 51.80 or something,
right,
and you're short at 51.50, you hit bid enter thinking you're going to take it out if it goes to 51. You're like, why did I just make 30 or 40 cents? You think you made $1. That's just simply because slippage oftentimes can be crazy. I think we're going to get a cue as to what's going to happen in the queues, and a lot of these, if you're looking at NVIDIA, look at Oracle. Oracle is heading back down. I'm just going to keep it on the black chart. Like it's pulling right back in there. Like the other thing, obviously, if we break the low of the day on Klarna, we'll take that. But I'm now eyeballing NVIDIA in addition to being that little Robinhood breakdown. If NVIDIA keeps popping and Oracle continues to break down, I'm going to look for the reversion back into the short. Like I feel like if Oracle's going to the downside and ended up breaking some fresh lows for the afternoon, no chance NVIDIA should be holding up like this. So eyeballs on Oracle. If it breaks that low, I'm taking the shot on NVIDIA. And maybe even CoreWeave would be like a backup plan as well. Mr. RJ, that's not true, is it?
Who the hell's Charlie Kirk? Why don't I know who that is?
He's that, I wouldn't know how to describe him. He's like a, oh, well, okay.
I don't know who he is, so I have no comment.
No, he's like a conservative. What's the word?
It says apparently shot during debate in Utah.
Yeah, he's like a political activist.
Right wing. I'm just reading what it says here.
I don't know what you would. I don't know what
political
you
activist.
I don't know what you describe as.
Author and media personality.
I don't care who or what you are. Violence is just.
I was gonna say I don't really care about. I mean, I do care about politics and that, and I just, we hope that he's okay at the end of the day. I don't know enough about it, so I don't know. No,
Ain't ish that you could say to me that would
we don't have
that you could ever that would ever turn to that. I'm just saying, and that's
the problem. I mean, whatever. We can always talk about lots of things, but the problem is even here in Canada, man, we have this bail reform problem, and it's just like I'm tired of seeing all these guys like be arrested 15, 20 times and then just walking around committing more crimes.
Yeah, you saw that one the other day.
Yeah, I saw that one lady in North Carolina or something like that. That I have no idea why that wasn't getting more media attention to begin with, but I'm glad it is now. That guy was arrested 21 times. Anyways, there's more problems than we can shake a stick at. But I got some problems right now because the market's not giving me what I want.
We should be shaking a bigger stick.
Right here. So what was that?
We should shake a bigger stick.
Yeah, yeah, maybe we need to. There goes Palantir upside. So our average price now is 22s. I guess that break right there was a mistake, by the way, breaking through 166. I thought I was putting the wrong price. I got out of basically nothing. But there's the average in that we wanted up at VWAP. So it looks like the market right there is finding its ways. It's back to the 50-period moving average as well. So we're going to have to answer some questions now as we wait to see where this is going to go. So yeah, so far so good here, but not really. We're out of the money now, 16 cents over here. The TQs is a light trade. Like, I don't know how else to describe this. We're not overly confident in buying the bottoms here, but we are at the 50-period moving average. So we took a little bit of a fill there. My next fill was at 95, but now that I see that this is getting a little bit higher, I was going to wait for here. So I think that's maybe the right play right now, 95.06. So my stop was a little bit higher than that. I hate to get stopped out and wind up, sorry, 94.06, that this turns out to be the highs, but I'm going to do that anyways. Let me just stop at a 75% this time, just in case there is something here. We're going to average a little bit more at 93.95 was sort of always the idea. So we'll wait to see if we can get a little bit more up in and around that area. Maybe I'll get a little bit more now because we are at the 50-period moving average. Let me take some now at 88s, and then maybe that'll be it. If it goes up and drifts up and takes us out, fine. You know, we have Palantir and the TQs, pretty happy with that. So let's just wait to see what winds up happening now. We're short, so there we go. We're now short, you're short, we're all short. Let's see what winds up happening.
Yeah, and the Oracle continues to look at least a little bit weak. For sure. And I think Klarna, I don't care what the market's doing. If Klarna breaks the low, the market could be up. It could literally be screaming. I don't think that matters. That stock's going to do its own thing, but Klarna is catching a bid. So if you've been pegging the long off the bottom, it's actually been working out for you. There's at least a chance that the underwriters might just decide to defend whatever the current low is and not want it to make a fresh low at the close. That's possible. So maybe that's the reason why it's catching a bid. Underwriters don't like to get embarrassed, and how much is it really going to cost them to hold a stock up? Like it's on 40 million shares. There's like less than a few thousand shares per level. The ability for them to hold it at a certain price shouldn't be that difficult if they don't want it to close. I mean, it's not going to close red, but they don't want it to close at a fresh low of the day a lot of times. So Robinhood, looking for the next breakdown. It needs to break 117.5. It's just oscillating between 118 and 117.5, looking for the breakdown to take more up. But I don't think it makes sense to reload this a fourth time. That would make absolutely no sense as we're jumping in a power hour. If we're not going to break down, then this is just silly at this point.
Here goes Palantir.
Let us know what else you guys are looking at here. But for now, we're holding on to this as it continues to work underneath, but it just won't make that second leg. It's good to have a 50-cent range in the right way, but you want it to break down. And the market doesn't want to either.
We were just in the money like 20 cents there on Palantir, and we didn't take it. So we took some out there at 22s, and it just went to like 10s. Well, how low was that? Damn, why didn't I have a bid down there? I did not. I had it at 1C. I went to 15s. All right, I was at 12s. Darn it. Okay, well, I'll cancel that. Now I'm at 15s. Okay. Too bad. All right, maybe we get another dip down. I mean, it's only a small amount of money. It's not a big deal, but you always like to get those fills, especially when you see it bounce off that level. I mean, look where we bounced off of again. This is the thing. Like when you're trading the way we're trading, it's a completely like different world. You want to get just those little fill. There we go. Okay, we get that fill at 15. So you want to get those fills, because to miss them, sometimes that could be like the difference between everything. So we'll take a little bit out there, and that was only 10%, so it's not a huge deal. But again, just to wait it too, right? We got a little impatient with that break there on Palantir right there. Whoops, downside. So we'll wait now to see what winds up happening. Our futures trade is not really doing the same thing here. It's kind of hovering there, but we did get a decent spot to add to it, so we'll see if we can continue to do that. Any word on our monitors? They haven't arrived yet, eh, Rob? Okay, so just waiting. They're working really hard beside us here.
Stuck with Canada Post.
To get that, yeah, stuck with, Canada Post, yeah. Maybe UPS or something. But okay, so there we go. We'll get it all figured out. I'm short. We're both short. What names you guys want to look at? I mean, we do have this.
The top of the list hasn't really changed much. It's HOOD, Tesla, Oracle, and Klarna. We've talked about. The only one that we're not talking about is WLDS.
Why is there no love for Chewy, damn it?
Because it got moked today.
I know, that's what I'm saying. We're talking about a lot of earnings plays. Synopsis, Chewy Q2 earnings here. It shows revenue growth, but decrease in profit, right? So not great here, man. When your EPS starts to go down, it's not great. There's a huge move for Chewy. That was like, I mean, look how this looks on a chart. Like we're not even, let's go futures. Okay, we're now 50 cents in the money on this Palantir. Let's get down to the downside, but there goes Chewy right there. Wow, give it all back, man. What an August it was for Chewy, but forget about it right now. So, I mean, my dog is amazing, but right now, Chewy downside, and there it goes. Yes, sir. This is mint. Neil, we got one right now. I don't know what Robinhood's doing, but we got one right here.
Just broke down.
Good. Okay, good. So Robinhood's breaking down. Palantir, oh boy, starting to break down again right now. We're short at 30s, man. It's an average price. We told you we're going to take some there. Then we're going to take some in the 40s. The good thing is we took a lot more in the 40s because it got closer to VWAP. So you got to take those trades, man, when those trades are available. And here go the TQs as well. Same type of deal for this one as, yeah, good trading so far. So far, so good, I should say. We'll see if it can keep it up. But yeah, that might have been a bull trap. Bye-bye, Palantir. We are really starting to get to the downside right now for PLTR, and we're happy for that. So I hope Robinhood's doing the same thing. But it's Palantir downside, and oh boy, Klarna might not have been the biggest trade that we had hoped for, but we're doing pretty good everywhere else, man. We're going to go 6 for 6. 4 for 4 today. Google, Klarna, Palantir, and now these TQQs. No jinx, but here goes the market downside.
Yeah, we just broke lows. The shelf just broke. And what's good about this is the sellers held the whole time at 118. You spent 15 minutes just holding the line at the same price, and you're able to reload right in front of the 118. Now it's trying to hold 117, and that's Robinhood, as the Nasdaq's at the low of the day. So the only thing I'm concerned with is if the Nasdaq double bottoms and ends the day green, then you're going to want to make sure you get some kind of an exit during power hour for those shorts. So as we're at the low of the day, I'm going to be looking at the future here, and if they catch a bid, then I just jump out of the scalp trade and look for the next, which might be CoreWeave or back into Robinhood on a bounce, or possibly NVIDIA, which I look up is not really setting up that well yet. I also just saw Oracle's catching a bid as well. I do not want to see Oracle holding the bid. If Oracle holds the bid, I have a decent feeling that a lot of the market is going to hold up better than you think, because they're the main driver today. Like there's no big earnings aftermarket tonight, but we'll take a lot of questions from you guys and go over. Try to go over some of the symbols that we missed. I think we have a lot to say about the IPO market in general sense and some of these silly treasury plays and the unwinding, because we didn't really cover that too much, and it got really ugly for them. And the next step could be absolutely nasty. The hedge funds won so big last night, the ones that took the short on that QMMM.
Yeah, we had talked about that one.
And then that other one, CWR, you don't even want to look at that chart for the last 2 days. Trust me.
Not good.
If you're, well, unless you're short.
Oh, yeah, okay, well. Okay, so I just want to give a quick little update on what I'm doing here. I'm hitting keys is what I'm doing, because I can see that we've got money in the account, and whenever that happens, I like it. So here we go, and the TQs came right back into past support. So yeah, man, like I'm hitting the buttons here to get out. Like we're now below where we initially started the short. We got a great fill there. Well, not a great fill. We took that and we took the 50 periods. So see what I'm saying? So now you're starting to retrace back, and virtually the same talk here. I'm going to get another piece out right here on Palantir, because you know when the market rips, man, Palantir will just forget about you and get back like CeeLo. You know, forget you. You know that song? It's on a ton of, I think it's maybe F you as well, but Forget You, I like that song. The clean version. I play the clean version at our girls' hockey games right there. Whenever like the other team wins, it's like, forget you, you know. There's a little trash talk going on. But anyways, here we go. Palantir making that move. And, you know, let's just zoom this out to see where Palantir maybe could go. So all we're doing right now is just resisting this break right there. If it gets lower, we had some trades earlier this morning that we were just covering a lot into here, because I was nervous that Palantir was going to give it up. So we kept on getting out here. This is VWAP. The purple is VWAP. This kind of grayish line, I don't know how it's coming across. I tried to edit these lines to give you the best looks, but now that I zoom in, it's hard. It looks different actually on these screens right now, and that's green. Oh no, that still looks pretty green. Oh, on my screens, because I have cinema mode, by the way, now. So I took off the glasses. Seems like cinema mode is working a little bit better, dimming some of that blue light. But anyways, this is a good spot here, 165-ish. So if we get down, that's kind of the Yahoo level right there. But oh boy, money, starting to go. All right, let's go. The TQs is now breaking. The same kind of talk about the TQs right here, right now as well, man. We put it on. We're here to trade, baby. And there it is. So let's see what happens now on this downside play. So let's break. We're right at these levels right now. Next area of concern, 93.40. So we talked about that. It's coming back in right now. It's the futures, and it's been pretty good so far. Let's see if we can stop the bleeding. But hey, we're short, so if it keeps on going down, I likey a lot. So, all right, what's up with everybody? Tesla's tanking. Yeah, great call by whomever in the chat there. Unfortunately, I can't remember your name, but you made a great call there on VWAP. You said attention to Tesla. And I don't know, remember I was debating, do I want to go long, do I want to go short, right here on Tesla, but it turns out that short was the right answer to that question, as Tesla now, whap, down right now, $2 from that VWAP and lower, breaking through 150. We say, see ya. to that trade there. Palantir downside, Q's downside, man. It's been breaking all over the place. So let's just wait, though. You know, the market, no earnings, as you mentioned earlier, about
nothing
tonight.
big.
But
nothing. I shouldn't say no. I should say nothing big.
those are some of my favorite market recap shows where you're able to get the Q&A, get the feel.
Yeah, we just get to shoot this.
Get the feel of the audience, you know, see what's on their mind and stuff like that. So again, guys, post it up, man. Post it up in our chat right now. Let Neil and I know exactly what you're looking at, and we'll do our best to cover everything for you.
Yeah, 100%, and that's the idea. Like the market just broke the low of the day, obviously. You just mentioned, but looks like it just okay. Now we're breaking down. Right, I got to get over to CoreWeave in a quick second here. Get my other chart just to make sure I have it up because CoreWeave did not make the same move that everything else did and is now starting to curl finally. So I'm going to try and get that short. I still believe HOOD. I think HOOD's going to be a buying opportunity at some point after all of this. Down at 116 could be a little something, but the wall is now broken. Did not get filled.
Oh, bye.
Yeah, CoreWeave now is only trying to roll over. It's going to hit the bid. Sometimes you just hit the bid. So CoreWeave was going up when everything else seemed like it should be curling, and now you're starting to get the other side of the V. So this is also breaking down at that 116 level. Let's see if that can play back into the prior support at 115 on CRWV. Up 16%, but you know the momentum obviously has shifted a little bit since the morning. Like this stock was, you don't see sympathy plays do 22% when it was at the high. That's so unprecedented. But it didn't hold up because Oracle didn't hold up. That simple.
We're having, this might be one of the best afternoons right now. So we're going to go Google long. That's a positive stock today. That was all. These were all off of the Klarna, whatever. I mean, I'm happy with the trading. I think Neil and I, we sort of beat this one a little bit here today. So we've already talked about Klarna. It's not doing a whole heck of a lot. Could have been much better, but we hold for a bigger move.
Not losing was a win on
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It didn't happen. So we'll puff pass on that. But this afternoon, we've only entered 2 trades, right? And it's been the Palantir short and the QQQ short. And this just went right there, 35 cents. And the Palantir trade is a new member of the Dollar Club. So there goes Palantir all the way to the downside. I think Robinhood also probably in that Dollar Club now as well. As we get lower, and again, we just poke fun at that. It doesn't really matter how much money you make or take on any of these trades. Try to find levels that you appreciate, right? And if you can find those, sometimes those are good areas to get out. So you can never predict, you know, how dramatic of a move something may have. Like right here on Palantir, kind of resisting a little bit. So let's just punch out some more. So we punch out a little bit more there at 53s, and you know, just get it out. If it's going to stall a little bit, fine. We're able to do that. And then there goes the futures as well. I mean, we waited for it to get to the 50 period. You know, this is why I'm saying, like, I'm very confident in the strategies that I'm showing you and taking. So, you know, I'm upping the shares a little bit. Sometimes they're wrong, and we talk about getting out where there's stop orders. But we already looked at this. We said since 1 o'clock, we've really absorbed this 50-period moving average. So it's a nice downside take right there. So, you know, it worked. I don't know what else to say. Our stop was 94 and change, so we're short right now at 83s. Our stop was 94.06, right? So that would have been 25 cents. We're in the money now 40, so a 2-to-1 trade. We'll take it. Our Palantir stop is way better. Our Palantir stop is about 5-to-1 right now. So we were going to stop out of this right there at 60s. No, 75s. So it's 3-to-1. So, you know, the move could extend even further than this. I mean, the Nasdaq's just turning red. You know, Neil, so I think
the ES, yeah.
That's an interesting name you have up right there. Actually, if we forgot about it a little bit, I think.
ES is still green.
What about CoreWeave turning around? Oh, the ES is still green?
ES is still
that
green.
Makes sense.
Well, CoreWeave's turning around because I think it seems to be just following, I don't want to sneeze right now.
Pass it over here if you have.
No, it's fine. It's, I got to beat. Oracle seems like it's holding fort basically at $325, but the downtrend still seems very much intact. But unless I see like a volume spike or a big spike up, this one could be good. Just want to respect whatever the current low is on Oracle and the current low on CoreWeave. So if we do get a nice bump to the downside, 114.5 is where support is, and then Oracle's at 322. You know, these have been more or less lockstep with each other. When did this accelerate down? When Oracle broke this low at 330, CoreWeave broke that low. So if Oracle starts breaking up, then I got to jump out of this CoreWeave trade. Oh shoot, we're gonna break the low on.
Dude, this is getting to be spicy.
No, Klarna is gonna break the low.
Okay.
Right, Klarna's headed right back into the bottom. That's the only other thing I'm looking at right now. I think I might have canceled my order to go to the bathroom. But Klarna's heading back into the low of the day, so I'm going to get my order back in because we'll see. I mean, sometimes you get the fill, sometimes you don't. I'm going to cross like 25 pennies only. I don't want to cross too far. If this breaks the low of the day, that'll be at 45.43.
Oh boy.
That breaks low, we're going to be in it. Corey's now about a third of a buck. Robinhood, we got out of it. I don't know if we're going to get a pop to be able to re-short. But with Corey, I got to watch out because it's following Oracle more than it's following the market today.
Guys, we are putting up numbers right now, man. There it goes. TQs, boom. Yeah, man, we get 17s there. That's a low of the day. That's just lucky. Sometimes it bounces off, right? And we're like, oh my God, it bounced off of us. But right there, it hit us and bounced off that time. So sometimes we don't get the fill. There we do. So that was a good fill right there. And these are all live fills. Like we've had Nimrod here. We've had Adam Deleuze here. We've had many of you. Nimit's been here watching us trade. So this is all what it is, man. We are live traders right now with combined over 40 something, 45 years probably, combined of experience right here. And there it goes. So nice little move to the downside there. And Palantir, oh boy, that's creating something as well. I just posted it up there on Twitter as well. My feed looks pretty standard here today. If you guys are looking to follow, I mean, whatever. You don't have a Twitter account, that's all good. 54,000 of you do, though. This is what we just said, all live. Started shorting the Nasdaq off the 50-period SMA. And we did it with the TQs, and there it is, downside play there. It's actually lower than that right now. We treat that at 40s. It's at O's right now. And then there's the Klarna. We talked about that. Klarna just a little bit today. Ramen for dinner right there. But nice move down, nice move up for Google as well. There's Google. Wow, there's
Ramen's pre-game.
I love ramen. Yeah, well, Marissa's making an orzo chicken dish tonight. So like a crock pot dish.
I had a spicy ramen that was so freaking good. It was
yeah, I'm glad that
really good
Erin likes ramen.
Oh, she.
Yeah.
No. She.
Oh no.
No, she likes it, but let's be real.
Not insider preference.
It's because of K-pop Demon Hunters.
Perfect.
It doesn't matter what they were eating ramen, and so she likes ramen.
Perfect.
Like,
that's how they learn, man. That's how like the kids got to do it.
No, but she didn't. She does enjoy it.
Yeah.
And she eats it proper. She eats it with chopsticks.
Oh, good. That's something.
Even though she's learning the chopsticks. She's not that great with it yet. But
yeah, the slow cooker gets used. Actually, I think it's what do you call those ninjas? Like a pressure cooker, like all wrapped into one. There. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, slow cooker meals are nice. I love when there's a chili. Actually, Marissa, if you're watching, she already knows this. She puts all the Green Bay Packers games into our shared family calendar. And so...
if that defense can hold Jaden Daniels, then you know it's legit.
The defense is legit already. Don't worry about that. They're going to hold Jaden Daniels. That's for sure. I think that'll be a good sporting game. I'm a little nervous about it.
Well,
but instant pot.
I wouldn't be that nervous.
Yeah, instant pot.
I wouldn't be that nervous.
All right, so Palantir downside, and shout out. I mean, what's everybody's favorite meal right there for game days?
Chili.
I still like a chili.
Chili and or guac, or maybe guac.
Fresh guac.
That's like the fourth time this number.
But who said let's go Commanders? Okay, Riri, sorry about that ban. No, I'm just not going to ban you. Yeah, let's go Manders. I like the Commanders too, man. They had a great season last year. And with Deebo Samuel, I think it's going to be a good addition for them. Give them another chance to run the rock. He got a rushing touchdown. He used to do that in San Fran a lot.
I think he fits the offense really well, but it's part of the reason I traded.
Oh, man, don't say anything about beef stroganoff there, Don Lazy. That was not a good beef.
Chris Mel, that's pure lies. That's cap.
What is cap?
J.G. McCarthy, Offensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, let's go.
No
Did he get it?
Of course not. That would be ridiculous.
Well,
the guy threw for like 150 yards, man.
Yeah, one rushing touchdown.
Aaron Rodgers threw for 4 TDs.
Aaron.
Josh, I mean, come on, man. Josh Allen went. There is a 0%. If that is true,
it was probably announced.
If that is Josh Allen, anyways, no, this is a trading show.
It's his rookie. It's his very first NFL.
Okay, if it's a rookie offensive rookie of the week, fine. There's like a half a dozen quarterbacks did better.
Okay, so Bills QB Josh Allen wins AFC Offensive Player of the Week. I think that's the only one. J.J. McCarthy named NFC. There it is, man. NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
You can't throw for 150 yards.
No, you know why?
And a 70-yard pick six I don't give a damn if you won the game. There's players that had to have done better than that.
I don't think the NFC may have not had, because Herbert was, Aaron Rodgers, like a lot of these guys,
that's all
AFC guys.
But somebody had to do better.
No,
I'm not being a hater of JJ. Just like I don't think I've ever seen someone have that kind of a statistical game and win the award.
Yeah, that's true. It's not a very.
But I'm also, the other thing I'm looking at is I might just, if we only go 50 to 60 pennies down on the move and are right back to the upside, I might jump out of this. CoreWeave is not really flushing like everything else did. Robinhood. The Spidey sense was right on Robinhood because that ends up bouncing maybe a little bit lower than what we expected, but now it's been steady to the upside ever since. I believe we're going to Adara, but might have to pull the trigger to get out of the second short.
I'm buying.
Earlier, so I wanted to actually bring this to fruition. This is the ranking of the 10 richest people in the world. A bit easier to read here, not on the screen. You can check out on X at TTV Research. That's X at TTV Research. Elon Musk, I mean, Larry Ellison briefly surpassed Elon Musk, but right back down there, Elon Musk is still the richest man in the world. Larry Ellison in second place, Mark Zuckerberg in third, Jeff Bezos in fourth. Then we have the Google co-founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin, Jensen Huang of NVIDIA, Steve Ballmer, formerly of Microsoft, Bernard Arnault of LMVH, and then last but not least, Warren Buffett, X at TTV Research. These net worths are up to date as of 12 p.m. I use the Forbes real-time list, so they do oscillate a bit, but these rankings are definitely up to date as of when I posted this a couple minutes ago. X at TTV Research. Back to you.
Okay, well,
yeah,
if
sure,
that's true, then there's no chance that he could have Ellison couldn't have passed him because they're less than 10% off.
And by the way, Larry Ellison's 80 years old.
Well, yeah.
So, I mean, not that there's, I mean, whatever, we're going to get old.
He can be all right.
Hopefully I can get to that age as well. But I'm just saying, like, Elon, that net worth, like, I mean, the Ellison, I'm sure I don't know what's going to happen, when that goes through. But at the end of the day, hopefully a lot of that money goes into charity. I mean, I know that Bill Gates and Bezos' ex-wife is like a huge philanthropist. So
she got paid.
Hopefully some of that goes there. But shout out to Larry. I mean, that guy's been obviously with Oracle forever. Adara's mic is still live.
We're hearing the typing and everything, just so you guys know.
Sorry about that. I didn't realize that was live. I was just saying shout out to Larry's everywhere because you got Larry Page and Larry Ellison both on there.
True.
All right, Pages. Yeah, the Larry.
Apparently name your kids Larry? No.
That's a name that is basically gone now.
My favorite Larry is probably Grandmama.
Curly Larry and Mo?
No, Larry Johnson.
Yeah, I know.
He was, if he didn't get hurt, anyways.
I mean, can we even think of a baseball player named Larry something? Like now, not Larry Walker.
Like now?
Yeah. Like I'm just thinking, that's what I think about when I think about names. It's like, can I think of somebody, like,
No,
I have one friend that's name is Larry, but he's 40 years old.
I can't think of.
Is anybody?
I can't think of a Larry.
Anyways, I'm sure there is. Laramie Tunsil. He's a lineman. Anyways, Laramie. Larry is a great name for a cat. Yeah, so is Garfield. All right, so a couple outs right there. The TQs went all the way up and then came all the way back. And right now we are at the lows of the day. So we're going to go hot dog cannons for that. Not for the lows of the day, as my portfolio is not going to get looked at today, that's for sure. But, the market is downside. So there it goes, man. We're doing the best we can. Palantir is not $1 in the money. It's $1.25 right now. Yo, what's up, Max? But there it is. It's a nice play right there for Palantir. Let's just get out some more, man, as we go. That's what we're doing. Ring that Reggie, baby. Right now, Reginald. That's another name. But there it goes. Nice move to the downside as we ring the Reginald all the way down now. As there it goes. We've made a good amount here in the afternoon. So it's been a good day so far here to celebrate Klarna, to celebrate having literally the
Klarna
best.
broke the low, but I think the bottom fill is a lie. Because I tried to get out some when it says it hit 45, like the 20s, but I don't think it got down there. But Klarna broke the low very barely, and then immediately buyers came right back in. So I'm in and out of that one. I just don't want to fight anything. Like if it's going to work, I want it to be very, very clear that it's going to work. And if I'm getting in, I want to make sure I'm getting in at a good price. Like Robinhood never went against me. CoreWeave, we ended up flatting, or some of it. And even that, that's still holding out on that breakdown. I might jump back into that. But Klarna might just be catching a bit. I think the underwriters are looking not to get embarrassed here, at least for now, Adara.
Yeah, Boeing on watch here. BA with a little bit of a volume spike and a price spike as we get news. I'm seeing this circulate on X that Boeing has reached a tentative labor deal with their striking defense union. So Boeing here, I guess, apparently reaching a deal with their defense union. Keep an eye maybe in some other defense plays with this in mind as well. But BA here looks like a deal has been reached with regards to their strike. Back to you.
All right, all right.
Come on,
thanks. So Boeing, definitely worth a look, I would think, here into the close. But it's 3:23. Thank you to everybody for being here with us. I mean, what you could do to thank us is just by hitting this like button. So I'm going to actually refresh it this time so I don't have to show you guys every single time what it looks like. But here it is right here. We got 380 likes. What in the... they do not like us. They do not like us. There it is right here. 5,000 watching. Come on, guys. Let's hit that like button right now if you can. ASAP. Let's light up the chat with something. Let's think of what we could put in the chat for a question. Okay. What about, do you want to do something NFL related?
Well, what about just...
Or what about...
Klarna related?
Okay. Yeah.
Well, how about we do Oracle? I mean, Oracle's the belle of the ball.
Okay, I was going to say, what about if we gave a list of the IPOs on Friday and people could vote?
Which one you want?
Which one?
What else is there besides Gemini?
How about, yeah, I think everyone's going to vote Gemini. There's 3 other ones. There's 4 on
Gemini's
Friday.
the only one anyone
Believe it or not, there's 4 on Friday.
Gemini's the only one anyone cares about.
Yeah. All right, well, everyone's here watching, so let's do this. How about this? Does Klarna is $40 too far away to ask that question? I mean, it's going to break the low already. We kind of know that.
I'm going to try it again. It's going to break 45.
The Discord IPO would be...
Because you're not going to get 45 if it breaks 45.
Okay. How about, you ready, Andre? Let's do will Klarna break $45?
Yeah.
So will CL, you want me to message you? CLAR, Klarna.
KLAR.
Oh, KLAR, sorry. Maybe we should give Adara the ability to do this because Andre has to literally switch.
It's not that hard.
Show as he goes, but I think that's fair enough, right? I mean, it keeps on bouncing off of it. It's pretty topical for today.
It just bounced again.
Yeah, it just bounced again. Let's do that. Will Klarna, and you can even just say Klarna, Klarna. I mean, the whole name there. Will it break 45? That's it. Will it break $45? Doesn't matter long or short from there. It could bounce off of it. Will it break $45 today? We have 35 minutes before that happens. Yeah. So let's go with that. Let's go with that, okay? And then we'll figure it out. So yeah, I don't know. Everybody's talking about this Charlie Kirk. Again, apparently it's some sort of an activist was shot there in Utah. We don't hear anything in our ears right now about it. Obviously, we pray for victims of everything and hope that he's better and we can solve out why that had happened again. But there it is. Okay, so there it is. Will KLAR break 45? I'm not even going to
too lazy
think about it. I'm saying yes. So. Is that a mark on the yes there? I don't know, it doesn't matter. But there it is, yes. So I'm going to go yes.
I might have typoed.
I was wondering if that was like on my screen. You see there's a little mark beside.
Yeah, I probably
No, keep it. It doesn't matter. It's not a typo. It's fine. So right there. Oh, 50-50.
Oops.
Oh, we might have found something right now. After 140 votes, we are 50-50 on Klarna breaking 45. I think it's well, I don't want to say a no-brainer. What did you vote? You voted no.
Oh, I voted yes.
Okay, good. We both voted yes. So I think yes.
I think people are skeptical.
100% there. I would think yes. Let's just wait to see if it happens. And when it does, yeah, I would say. Oh,
my goodness.
All right, you know what? You want to short it for a little bit? Maybe we'll try it for $1. We'll see if Klarna goes. Okay, let's keep our eye on that. And we'll see. So, all right.
Yeah, that's.
I'm just looking.
I just think it has. The only thing that holds it up is if the underwriters really wanted to. But I'm going to keep taking. I don't think you get the 45 break. And because I'm convinced that you don't get the 45 break, every time it looks like it's about to go, I've been taking some shots at it, but it just doesn't want to follow through. Because if 45 breaks, when 50 broke, I wasn't here when 50 broke, so I didn't actually get a chance to see it. However, it was described to me as it went $2 down immediately.
It did. It was crazy.
Which would mean if 45 breaks and is similar to that, any short price that you get filled at, you're not going to want because it would be so ridiculous to the downside. But it is trying to bounce. We're going to go to Adara. I did jump back into Robinhood on a curl. It's the first place that it curled and is now holding about 117.5, maybe a little bit higher than that. So I'm in at the quarters as we reload that one, which is stair-stepping to the downside, kind of like the market is. Let's go to Adara.
Viewer, NFLX on watch, Netflix on watch. The company announcing that Chief Product Officer Eunice Kim is stepping down. So NFLX CPO, Chief Product Officer, stepping down. Boeing as well. Again, I read this report earlier, but now we have more details. The IAM Union and Boeing Defense have reached a 5-year tentative labor agreement. So still tentative, but an agreement has been reached with wage increases and signing bonuses. The union will vote on this, though, on Friday. So tentative agreement reached here for BA, pending a vote on Friday. Back to you.
Neil and I went to a school with a Eunice kid.
Yeah,
so
I
shout
remember.
out Eunice. And if that's you, holler at us.
It's not her, but
Oh, that would be hilarious.
but we know a couple of people that are would have still been in touch with her.
Yeah, for
Right?
sure.
Like one of our buddies, you know. Yeah, Netflix. Netflix has been a boringly not sexy stock recently. Whoops! I wanted to get my locator because it's almost 3:30. So I wanted to look to see if there was anything popping off here. Sort. All right, I hit it twice last time. We see VICI every single day for the early look. BAC, OLO. This is a buyout that's getting closed. It'll probably be multiple million shares to the downside, but I might take a shot at it at some point. GDX, small, nothing really big on the early look. It might get a little better at 3:30 when these tick in. I wouldn't expect that you would see Klarna on here for anyone that's new. Recent IPOs tend not to have any imbalances at all. The only one I've ever seen was one time on like Rivian a couple of days after it came to market, and it was huge. But if Klarna shows up, it'll probably move because the liquidity is not that big despite the volume. But we'll see. If it breaks 45, I'm not going to take the breakdown trade. Still going to look for an opportunity to get in before. Only in Robinhood at this point for myself as the market continues to stair step. But you know what's not going down? ORCL. ORCL is now trending a bit higher. So what is dead may not die, but you're not dead if you're 36%. ORCL, them of the ridiculous 4-year projection on for their guidance. We're 36% to the upside, apparently, and blowing everybody away. I'm going to say it again. They now have a gigantic target on their backs for next quarter and every quarter after that. Like you can't say this and then disappoint in 3 months. You do that and you're in a world of hurt, in my opinion. But for now, ORCL catching a bit of a bid here. If they make another fresh run at the lows, then we're selling off. Probably the only thing holding the market up right now would be the fact that ORCL is going to keep NVIDIA up and at least a little bit of float. What's NVIDIA doing? Yeah, NVIDIA's trending back to the upside because ORCL's going. NVIDIA's just following ORCL, everybody. ORCL falls, you can probably just punch short on NVIDIA. Just watch out for the imbalances because NVIDIA will have one. It always does. Yeah. That's the thing. No matter what NVIDIA is doing, come 350, if it's a buy imbalance and you're short, expect to have at least a 50 cent to a dollar flash to the upside. We got 20 minutes till that happens, so you still have time. If I see ORCL lose the bid, I probably just turn and punch short wherever NVIDIA is.
All right, I have now submitted my draw entry for tickets for the
World Cup.
So yeah, okay. Meanwhile, I was doing that. I should have been potentially looking at some trades. But right there, Klarna. So will it break 45? We still have those votes going through. Guys, get into the chat right now and start voting for it. Just vote. We only have 384 votes. So get into the chat, see what you're thinking right now. So it looks like yes. But I mean, as we start to go, I don't know. Maybe we're holding out. We've already double topped it 3 times down there near the downside. So shout out right there to everybody that's voting. Thank you for doing that. All right. So the TQs really didn't do too much. I mean, we got some good little bids down there at 93. Our best bid is 93.11. We'll just take something out as it looks like it's breaking a little bit higher there. Palantir was good. We actually were able to get out of almost all of our Palantir. Remember, we zoomed out and we actually looked at this and we talked about this exact level. Like we zoomed out and told you guys that this is where we were getting out earlier. So we did put a bunch of bids down there. When they fell through, they all filled. So that was so far so good on what looks to be a decent fill there for Palantir. So that's something that I'm looking at right now. And looks like it's getting back upside here into the close. So just a quick little look on ORCL. We said we would look at Boeing as well.
ORCL's going.
ORCL's back up, so 36%. I mean, we were like, oh, we'll get out if it's 40%, but it's still a nice move there. News from Boeing from Adara just a while ago. We'll see if that's doing anything now as well. Yeah, up to 228, basically, falling back in now. So Boeing still down that 1%. Neil brought to our attention that the market in the ES was still green, so it's still up 0.8. 0.1. So let me just see what's going on here sector-wise now. Or just kind of
the financials are
a little bit of a broader look right now. I like looking at this, right?
Oh, they're not?
Yeah, the more JP Morgan is, so I need to find that bull. Like I need to ride something that where literally money falls out of its. Yeah, so right into here, this is what's green today. Energy right now today, Exxon Mobil, big time upside. I know Randy's always want to know about Exxon, so too bad he's not here anymore, but he would like to see that up. Chevron as well, up 1.8%. ConocoPhillips up 2, right? I mean, just Valero, the refiners right here, Marathon, Phillips, and Valero, all the refiners down. So I don't know what's up with that story, but it looks like oil right now. What was the energy story again, Adara? Maybe you can remind me because she broke with energy maybe an hour or so ago. In the space here, it's a weird one for tech because, you know, it's NVIDIA, it's Apple. So like the two biggest names in the market right now, polar opposites today, right?
You just cancel each other out.
Right, so that's kind of why the Nasdaq is flat, right? I feel like, and the ES, and then Broadcom going as well right now, up 9%. Wow, GE, forget about GE Vernova, but GE working. Cisco, AMD. Actually, tech is okay today. Marvell's up as well. So there's some nice movement here in the tech sector for sure. It looks like retail. What did we ever find out? I don't know. Maybe did we ever find out about Amazon? Like that's down.
There was no. Someone even said, "What's the news on Amazon?" There's no story for Amazon here. Oh, you do have a story. Okay.
And she has news on something.
Is it? What was it?
Anything on that drop? But I have something breaking new that involves Amazon and Qualcomm. Qualcomm, though, of the two names, is the one reacting to it. So Amazon announcing on the company's website that AWS and Qualcomm are, I guess, collaborating there. They're going to be working together with Sony Honda Mobility to accelerate the development of this AI-powered Afila EV. So Qualcomm, again, the only one moving up here, didn't get a reaction from Amazon on this, but AWS and Qualcomm teaming up here with Sony Honda Mobility for an AI-powered EV. Back to you.
Yeah, and the aforementioned Amazon, low of the day right now. Amazon is breaking the low down 3.7%. The only thing that you could maybe guess with is, remember of the hyperscalers, it was of the cloud names, of the major cloud names, Amazon had the lowest growth rate for their cloud. So it's possible that the aggressive Oracle guidance maybe just sheds a worse light on Amazon's last quarter. I'm just guessing at this point because I wasn't expecting this kind of move down. But you know what? When you're not expecting or you think there's a nonsense reaction to something, then it can be an opportunity to buy the dip. It was on their earnings. They hung down for 2 or 3 days on their earnings and then resumed trend. You also maybe just popped into a triple top on Amazon, right? Like you went into a triple top, couldn't break 240, pull back. If you hold a 50 period, bounce from there. This could be a good spot. I think tomorrow will be the first chance to test it because you're unlikely to drop into 226.5 today. That would have to drop another $3 in the next 20 minutes. I think that's a little bit unlikely, but tomorrow a test of the 50 period could be a nice spot there for Amazon. Because I think this is one that you want to be looking to buy the dip for sure. Seems like catching a bit of a stray here is Amazon.
Sometimes feel like you got out too early, and you can definitely check all of the levels out with your eSignal subscription. And if you do scan the QR code right now in front of you, you will get 1 month free for eSignal. This is pretty unheard of for them. So make sure you do grab it. Over 500 symbols you can chart and scan at once, which is pretty amazing. And especially with talking about going 24 hours, we know eSignal does give you the opportunity to subscribe on a subscription basis to entitlements. And so you can literally chart Hong Kong names, anything across the world, as this market, again, is always exciting. It's not just these US stocks. So if you are looking for a little bit more of an advanced feature related platform, eSignal is definitely going to be the one for you. And Neil and I always tend to drop them down and show you a little bit about it. I keep saying it, but I think we could maybe even do a video of some of the cool things that eSignal does have, including, and Neil suggested tick replay. I just haven't had it loaded up yet or anything like that. So they do tick replays. We can watch the Klarna IPO and watch the breaks and all that kind of stuff happen. Maybe we'll do some of that tomorrow, okay? Because right now we only have 23 minutes left. We do have little bit of time left until the imbalances, which should be exciting. Let's see this vote right now. Will Klarna break 45. We have 500 votes, and it's still
looking less likely
50-50. Yeah, so it's gone back upside right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so it may not break. Just quickly, I'm going to get out of half of what we have left, which is only 10% now. No, about 15% left of this trade there. So if we break that level right there, 60, we're going to get out. I do have a lower bid here in the 20s, so if we can get something out at this 21 period moving average, we'll do that. And then Palantir, again, we just took something out right here at 166. As this continues to fall back in, we'll wait to see if the market wants to give it up. It's happening again, right? We talked about this 50 period moving average, so that was our best fill right there. And now you could have got another one right here, and that would have been a great one as well. So think about maybe tapping out some of these trades on the TQs, which is why we take that out right there, because it breaks the 50. And I was thinking, oh, maybe this time is different and it holds it and goes, but now it's trying to get back in as the futures continue to go lower. That Tesla 350 marker, that was a great call in the chat, right? The Tesla was up 2%. It was coming right into VWAP right there. It cut it like hot knife through butter, man. It didn't do anything there at 352. It literally just went, we were watching it live. It just went whoops, and I was like, oh, well, there's $1. And that's exactly what it did, almost instantly down 80 cents, and now down $5, basically, from that spot there at 352. So, look, I'm not going to apologize for missing the trade, but, you know, that was a great idea. So whoever had that for sure, you know, had themselves a winning trade, so. And that's where I think that if you're going to watch a stock, you got to use some levels. You got to stop out when those levels are there. So it'll be interesting tomorrow to see who's made a lot of the money here at Real Trading, because I don't think that Klarna IPO is going to be that great.
It was probably something. It was probably like some kind of a reversal on something that fell.
Uh-oh. You're right. We're not even anywhere near $45 anymore.
No, it was a. You know what? At the end of the day,
going long down there.
No, that's the thing. Underwriters do not want to get embarrassed. Like, how bad would it look for them if you break 45 today? It essentially means you're testing 40 tomorrow, right? Yeah. And 40 was the issue price. They want it higher. It looks really bad if it closes at a day's low, and one day after it's issued, people are worried about whether they're going to be in the money or not. So you will get defenses. You will see, and it was so much easier. I know we're going to go back in the day. Back in the day, you used to see the underwriters list on your level 2 as whoever they were. Like if Morgan Stanley was the underwriter, then I saw MS, I think it was MSCO on the level 2 on the bid. You would see Goldman Sachs. You would see Goldman Sachs sitting on the bid, displayed if they were the underwriter. And when you saw it, I mean, really, you just kind of punched along.
Here's an example here.
Now you still see a big bid.
I mean, this is pig sheets here. Hold on. I mean, it's called Fannie Mae.
Yeah, Fannie and Freddie, you can still see.
I was going to pull it on.
You used one in Brazil as well, I think, as well.
Yeah. So I haven't. Oh, that's Google. What am I doing? I was like, I haven't traded Fannie Mae like that. There was Fannie Mae at $14. But you see here, there's Citadel. So that's like what Neil's talking about. So that's like a market, not a market maker, but the market participant. So there's Citadel right there, filling orders, right? Knight is there. I don't know a lot of these names.
Knight.
Virtu right there. BTIG, some of you maybe have heard of them. So anyways, this is what used to look like on stocks like Apple and all that, right? Now it's just not there. Okay, looks like we get that fill. This is why?
Another one.
You want to sit there and get it. That's enough. Okay, here, I'll just see this. Well, yeah. Warren, I don't know if you're buying this dip or not, but we have to talk to you because next week, a week today, this man's going to make an interest rate decision. And if he picks up the phone call, we actually don't have a Donald Trump phoning one, which is kind of funny. But
yeah, of all the ones that have that, we don't have.
I know. I don't know if Kathy would.
Hold on a second.
What do you have?
Bruh.
How do we not have that?
What was that?
Bruh.
Brah.
Oh, brah? I think we can do a better brah than that, but brah.
First of all, whose voice is that, Fabian?
I don't know.
Whose voice is this thing?
Bruh.
It's a classic. He says it's a classic sound effect from somewhere. Is it?
Bruh. It's like bruh. Like bruh.
Maybe it's Joe.
What up,
I don't
bruh?
know.
What up, bruh?
I feel like it would be cool if it was us saying stuff.
It's never.
Then I don't have to say it. I can just hit a button.
We're
and
not
like,
cool enough.
It's like Joe saying apple pie. Could be one. 7 minutes to the imbalances, everybody. I think we have one last shot before the imbalances to get another run into the low here. So I went back to Robinhood because, I don't know, CoreWeave wasn't doing anything, for lack of a better term. It just was not moving. So back into the low, hopefully for Robinhood, 116.70 we're looking for. And someone in the chat was there's all kinds of names where it's trending down and it's like, why is insert stock down? Why is Amazon down? Why is CRM down? Well, the market has been trend down pretty much from the open. So regardless of what the stock is percentage-wise, if it's trending down, it's just because it's doing what the overall market has been doing as well. That said, we haven't mentioned this name. Like Apple, you might make an argument Apple has a reason. It's to sell the news from yesterday. Sell the news on the report. Everything that I said about Amazon, you could probably say the same thing about Apple when this gets to the 200-period moving average. The only difference is it also happens to be the 50-period moving average on Apple. So if you like the 200-period or the 50-period moving average, you don't have to choose, because in $6, $5, $4.50 actually, wow, okay, it's closer than I thought. In $4.50, you can have this one bouncing off the 50 or the 200. This means you've got multiple Mag 7 names coming into major support potentially tomorrow morning. So if they sell it at the open, when I say they, I just euphemistically mean the market sells off, I think you're going to have a really good bounce spot. All right, the bounce is already happening here, so I'll just respect it. I thought we had a little bit of a chance to go more to the downside, but Robinhood's already starting to curl off 117. So I'll jump out of that, and I'm going to wait till the closing auction. Oh, it's not the auction. The imbalance is at 350. The auction's at 4 o'clock, obviously.
Yeah, samesies. So we tapped out there. We just tapped out of everything on the TQs. No point in staying in this name. We'll take the profit where the profit lies. Good, honestly, great trade on TQs. Even a much better one. We had a little bit more shares on Palantir, and Palantir actually went $1, and now it's bouncing off VWAP. But with these imbalances, just moments away, not really worth it, in my opinion, anyways, to get involved. I mean, there's Klarna, so it went out at 4.9 million shares. Eventually, that rang the register, and we saw a downside there. So 5 million shares off open got paired, which is great. They found the level of $52 for Klarna, and now it's 46.80. Day twos of these plays can also get up to the upside, so we'll have to wait to see tomorrow. We'll see where it opens tomorrow. 52 coming into play, or 45 tomorrow. So tomorrow's trade today, I think, is going to be Klarna again. So we'll wait to see if there's anything going on there. If you sort this all by market time, the best thing to do would be sort by size right now. But we have 5 minutes until these all populate. I don't even know what OLO is. Maybe a delete today.
It's a buyout being deleted.
Okay, so from Pegs to Richest,
I don't even know the company.
Is right here. Pegs stock. Snapchat looks like it's going to be a sell as well heading into the close. It looks like a lot of sells, right? But there it is. We get out of everything now. We are now flat. And just to cover what we did, we'll look at that. In 4 minutes, it's all going. So there's the TQs. Like, great, honestly, man. Like, no outs lower than where we got it, or higher than where we got in. So we cannot complain there. And Palantir, our last little piece comes out where we got in. So we held, remember I was telling you we're less than 10% on both of these? So yeah, good trading there. Would have liked for it to continue, but got to take profits where they are. And, the one thing was, I saw someone in the chat as well talk about Google. That just bounced again. Some stocks have memory, right? Palantir bounced off of a AM low, and so does Google. So Google bounces off 238. Basically, the level that we had written down into here, you're not going to run to the gates or anything today to buy Google. It's flat on the day. The stock that I think you buy is Apple. You buy Amazon. And if we just go over the watch list right here, just real quickly, these are all stocks that I watch, and I've now sorted it by change. So I don't know. Can you zoom into this, Andre, or is that too much to ask right this second? I don't want to. But anyways, I was just going to say, these are the stocks that are generally on my watch list here. It's a firm. I wish I could make this a little bit bigger, but I can't on that. But anyways, there's a firm down 4 right now. Amazon down 4. PayPal down 3.5.
Yeah.
There it is. Thanks, Andre. Apple down 3.5 there as well. XYZ, that's Block, SMR, Baba. These ones are all down, hovering around DraftKings. There's your Robinhood, now down 1% as we go. And then we flip over into the green section where we've got not too many. Let's just reverse this and start from the top. So there's Oracle, 36%. So yeah, man, that one is a face slapper.
You go back up. I don't like SMR down 2.5%. G Vernova and the other nuclear plays are all up today, and that's going the other way.
Well, G Vernova's power.
No,
right?
it is.
Yeah, so.
It is, and it's legitimately
Oaklow is up.
money.
Okay, we'll have to look at that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's the only one. It's the only one that's
Brian
down.
Shannon liked some of the quantum names yesterday. There's SMCI, great bounce off $40. That's up. So, you know, this is why it pays to be a little diverse, right? I mean, if you've got JP Morgan, you've got some, JP Morgan 300, I like that. Right there, Tesla's still up on the day. Yeah, so this is not all gloom and doom. I mean, it feels like it when you talk about some of these names, but when you're looking on this side, there's a lot of positivity.
Nasdaq might close green.
The Nasdaq probably does close green. We have a couple more minutes here. That would have been a good poll as well, but it doesn't look like. Thank you for that, Andre. That was awesome. All right, so yeah, Klarna. The poll is now live, and it doesn't look like, unless there's a big sell imbalance, I don't think
It's not going to happen.
Klarna will break. So
Yeah, you always forgot about the whole underwriter factor. When do these things break fresh lows in the last 10, 15 minutes or the last half an hour? They'll just defend it. It doesn't cost them too much to not get embarrassed. Let's go to Adara at the desk.
Yeah, keep an eye on Chipotle. The company is going to be apparently entering the Asian market in 2026 via a joint venture with SPC Group. They're planning their first locations in South Korea and Singapore. CMG on watch, Chipotle entering the Asian market in 2026. Back to you.
I have no idea.
all right,
I'm only going to point this out because this is a trading show.
we're talking about catalysts,
And
you know.
oh yeah, I'll let this one speak for itself because there isn't a person in the world that would probably feel good about making money on Smith & Wesson, but for obvious reasons, this stock broke out this afternoon. Not for a good reason, but for obvious reasons, it broke out this afternoon, and may be worth watching tomorrow as well. So I'll leave it at that and try to keep it. We have a great community out here. I know we try to keep it to stocks, and there's going to be obviously a lot of emotions about it. I don't care, love or hate. Dude was a family man. Just, no one deserves that to happen to them at the end of the day. I think we should hopefully all be able to agree on that. But this did move, and we have the imbalances in 1 minute, everybody. I just want to keep in mind, we don't really have any earnings in the aftermarket. So if you have questions, I want us to be able to do a bit of a Q&A, which we don't always have. There's no big earnings tonight. We don't always have that opportunity, so I want to give you guys the opportunity. Think of some questions for Adara and myself. We'll try to get to as many as possible and do our best. There's a lot we can just review. Like, we can sit there and talk about what's going to move tomorrow based on the action we saw today, whether it's looking at Apple and Amazon to the downside or making some observations of what we think can happen in Oracle and CoreWeave. That's fine. But if you have any questions about things that we didn't get to, certainly we'd love to be able to accommodate you guys there. So think of your questions. In 10 minutes, we'll go up there. But the imbalance is in less than 10 seconds. I don't think it'll be anything crazy, maybe in NVIDIA, because it's usually there. And you'll probably see this OLO be like 5 or 6 million shares.
There it is.
And it's 4 million. That's not big enough.
Oh,
Apple buy of 1.5 million. Snapchat's a sell of 1.3. NVIDIA only 1 million. 1 million to buy on NVIDIA. These are pretty small buy imbalances, not that much over 1 million shares at all. So I'd say a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, we tapped out of our futures trade, so I was pretty happy with that one. I mean, this is why you want to stop out. Look at that tick up there for Apple, man. Apple just spiked up to 227.20, so good look there for anybody on Apple trading. NVIDIA spiking and still going, man. Maybe we revisit that 180. It got to 180 today, believe it or not. So we'll see what happens right there. Amazon, we talked about buying some dips. It doesn't look like it can survive. There's a nice little wick up, but just hit right back down as Amazon gets to the downside. There's some people talking about Chipotle. Yeah, that's $38. Not good, man. They lost Brian Nickel there, and it's been just wow to the downside. What a disaster name Chipotle's been. Look at that break right there, $41. See you later. This is not. Wonder what's up with that. I think that's going to be a buy at some point. Check out stocks like Kava and things like that to see how those are doing. But Chipotle getting hit. You know what else is getting hit today? CRM, man. I mean, I own Salesforce, and sucky to do that. But it is downside big time right now. Salesforce down another 4%. Hello. But yeah, so that's what it looks like right now. And here's what Salesforce looks like bouncing. Look at that. Yeah, take a look at that. Right there in July, right there in July, right here in August, right here in September. The 50-period moving average has been basically a death kiss, for the shorts. Respected for the shorts and death for the longs, because has not broke, and then whoops, down 4% today. So this might be a good day actually to sit back and look at the portfolio and figure out
what do you like, what do you not like?
Like what stocks are worth potentially buying dips in. Right?
Oracle certainly made you feel top heavy.
I own Salesforce.
It makes you feel top heavy when you get this kind of a reaction on that kind of a guide for Oracle, and the market's also testing some of those highs. it makes you think about it. Like, do you really want to not trim something? Sukraj, AEO is strong, is still strong. Why?
Is it?
I can think of some reasons why. Okay, so most of the pullback that we've seen has been in tech-related stocks today. That's one. It doesn't fall into that bucket. Two, it still has a sizable short float. Three, just from a pure technical standpoint, that looks pretty darn good. Breakout. Now, where did it pull back to? Look at this obvious prior shelf at 17.5. Where did it pull back to and bounce yesterday? I didn't notice this, but look at the consolidation. If you go sideways after a pullback or a breakout, it's not a bad thing. A lot of times it is a very good thing. It just held the line at $17.50, that prior level on the daily, and eventually, if you're in an uptrend and you don't go down, you're gonna break out. So put it back on the radar. And as we said, when most of the flush from the open was happening in tech-related stocks, they aren't one. You know, whether you like the catalyst or not, they have a reason for shorts to be concerned at this point. You know, they recently had good earnings, and whether or not they're able to keep it up, who cares? It's high. It's over a 20% short float, and some shorts are probably getting a little bit skittish again for the second time. So yeah, AEO should be on the radar. Good look, because I don't think we didn't even talk about this. This and UNH, which I just saw someone put in, a couple of names which have been doing very well recently that we didn't even get to today because of Klarna, because of obviously Oracle and CoreWeave and names of that ilk. But UNH, it might only be flat, but it's holding the highs. This is another example of big breakout and consolidation. Not necessarily a bad thing. Consolidate for a few days, retake 350, and next thing you know, you're at 375, everybody, and working on this level in here for UNH. That's the first target. UNH is at 375. Get that 20 to 25% gain from the 300 level.
NXTT offers AI-enabled software development services across the U.S., Hong Kong, and Singapore. So we just get a super chat right here. Yeah, shout out to Fan Funding right here. And here it is right here from Emmanuel Luna right into here. So thank you so much. Why can't I get rid of that? There it is. Neil or Sean, would you be able to look at NXTT? Look, this is a stock that actually, shout out to our viewers again. Neil, they gave us, this was 14 cents. It was that one that we looked at just yesterday.
I remember that, yes.
Yeah, someone brought this to our attention. Okay. Come on, as if. Like, I'm starting to talk about it and this is happening? Okay. But anyways, I was looking at it, it was up 13% or something. Now it's up 26%. And we just had that break right there on NXTT. So we talked about this yesterday. Software development services. So whatever, AI, right? They closed a $9 million registered direct offering just recently. Trader optimism, tech pivot, I don't know. But anyways, I just trying to figure out what it was all about. But there it is, man. Thank you to our chat. I mean, if you're a riverboat gambler, shout out to Kenny Rogers. But I believe that's who that was. But 14 up to 18 cents. Nice little 23% move. And hey, that was from right here, man. So we say thank you to everybody here. Flossing used to be a thing. Now I'm not sure.
That was one of our first, I believe.
Yeah, I have that on a T-shirt. We had that one.
Yeah, it was one of our first buttons we had to press.
All right. Was that a call from Miss A?
Oh, no. We got to talk about Trade the Pool, because it used to be that if you wanted to grow, you had to risk more. But not anymore, because Trade the Pool's changing that. It's a new revolution in stock trading. You don't need a large deposit. Trade the Pool is built for any trader who wants to grow without putting everything on the line. Just small skin in the game, and you're trading with real capital. So here is how it works. Pay a one-time evaluation fee starting at $47. That's it. That's your total risk. From there, you can trade real shares and not CFDs using company capital. Head to tradethepool.com or scan the QR code you see on the screen, and we'll be joined by Trade the Pool in 1 month. 1 month and a couple of days. Yep. October 13th will be coming through Trade the Pool. By the way, there weren't gigantic imbalances, but at 355, the small imbalances you would have seen on Nvidia and Apple both paired off. So I don't want to call it a nothing burger, but nothing too crazy here at the end of the day. Looks like Klarna is going to hold on to that pole. It's at 46, so it's going to be good. And then Oracle, the belle of the ball, that went right into VWAP and is starting to pull back. So yes, Oracle's up 36%, but you can make an argument that it's spend more. It's not make an argument, it's true. It spent more than half the day with some profit taking coming in after those highs. It's still an unbelievable rally for Oracle. It's not often you will see a company like this make that kind of a move. The only thing I could compare it to, remember a couple of years ago, that first crazy NVIDIA earnings. Like that's what this reminded me. Where it's just like it blew everybody's mind, and then the move was like, what? That doesn't seem possible. That's what Oracle did last night and then today. Just completely unpredictable that you would see that kind of move. I actually thought this was going to dip and test the gap. I can't believe, that was wrong. It didn't even try to test the gap.
No, Oracle, I mean, you had a nice move real early, and then after that, it was done. Okay, you better get over there. All right, get over there and get all set up, and we'll see you later. 301 and change right now for our friend JP Morgan, so there could be a trade there. I would think tomorrow breaking its all-time highs for JP Morgan. If we have a good opportunity to do that, that's 305, so that's coming into play again, bouncing off of 295 and the 50-period moving average on a daily, right? Well respected. So I don't think you necessarily want to buy all of the dips everywhere all of the time, but that would not be a horrible idea right into there for JP Morgan. If that comes in as XLF and the many, many sectors having absolutely great days today. Here's just a rundown. Maybe you can find your stock in here if you want to. This is TradingView's stock heat map. Eli Lilly has been a good one, man. It's 750 and change. Yeah, so we were able to buy, we actually got a 630 dip, but we also bought 750s as well. So Eli Lilly, an interesting name. There's Amazon today. That's the one that concerns me the most. Costco, Walmart, and Amazon. Some of these retail sides, not great, right? And you're coming over here. Again, more retail, more consumers. McDonald's down, Booking Holdings down, Disney down, Comcast, Starbucks. Like, it's not a great day overall when you're looking at the broader markets, but there are a lot of individual names that are well held. Like, what is Broadcom even doing? Like, up 10%. What a name right there for Broadcom, AVGO. So there's Oracle. Neil just talked about it. Netflix also down 1%, could be a trade. Salesforce, yuck, not doing great. J&J as well there. And then AstraZeneca down. We had that story earlier. Berkshire, a little red there. Meta, we haven't looked at that in a minute. Meta, 1.73% and lower right now as well. So here we go, man. Only 30 seconds left. Crypto's holding out okay, right? 113.5 right now for Bitcoin. Solana at 224. That's a pretty good one. And then Ripple, XRP hovering around the same level there of $3. So that's been a good one. And here they go. The countdown is now on. So this countdown is brought to you by Real Trading Campus, where we're trading with right now. Scan that QR code. But VinFast is also available as well. Ticker VFS. 3, 2, 1. Thank you to VinFast for sponsoring the closing bell. And guess what, man? Nasdaq goes out zeros right now. So Nasdaq 0 on the day, ES 0.26. And will Klarna break 45? No is your winner. And I think that you guys probably just bumped that up a little bit there, because yes was the whole way. Klarna comes close, breaking around $46. Thank you to everybody in the chat for participating today. It was an absolutely fantastic day. I think we had a great bunch of shows today, man. The morning show was great, and then the morning trade was awesome as we watched the market bounce around a little bit, have a nice move down, then recovered. And then on the midday, we had Klarna, and we had some great stories from Joe and Sharif as well. And then Neil and I thought here into the close, another good day. So it's light on earnings, but not light on stories. Again, congratulations to those of you that had Oracle today, those of you that had Klarna today, both long or short. I think you guys were winners there. But all right, it's 4:01. It's Neil and it's Adair, and I think it's gonna be a little Q&A. So get your Q&A ready to go in the chat. Ask these guys whatever they want to. Fabian's dancing, so you know it's a good day. 4:01. We're all back here tomorrow, bright and early at 8:30. But don't go anywhere. It's the recap show. It's 4 o'clock to 4:30. I'm Sean. You're about to go over to Adara and Neil. Ciao for now.
Thank you, Sean. Your market recap show brought to you by Beta Pro by Globex starts right now, everybody. And wow, what an unbelievable day. I just turned to Adara and said, I didn't completely forget, but I more or less forgot that we had a PPI number this morning. Yeah, remember that? PPI this morning that came in, I would say, pretty nice and wasn't hot, which is good. And that boosted the chances that we get the rate cut next week. And you're like, okay, well, this should be good. And we'll be going to the upside. And you had Oracle, which was, again, the bell to ball, ridiculous guidance last night. I say ridiculous. The other thing that was maybe ridiculous isn't even the right word, was the reaction of the stock, up over 30% for Oracle. I got to put it on here. Let's just go to a daily chart because this will show you. Oracle, ridiculous move. At one point, almost 40% higher, making it actually a conversation as who the world's richest man on paper would be, which is hilarious to think because no one would have been saying that yesterday, but unbelievable. And it was able to carry a lot of things with it. CoreWeave went with it, NVIDIA went with it, just a strong overall day, but we didn't end up that strong. Everything trending down by the end of the day. And I will tell you that Klarna IPO, if you didn't lose on the long at the open, that was a win. Yeah. You know, ultimately, I'll just be happy to have been green on it because that could have been really bad going long this one at the open. It did give an initial pop, so as long as you're the kind of person that's smart enough to take some profit on the way up and use a stop to make sure that you don't get rinsed when it breaks down, then you were fine. But if you raw dog this thing, it was a heck of a lot more sell action than there was buying on Klarna. I don't know how this bodes. We have 4 more IPOs coming on Friday, including Gemini, Adara. I don't know how excited I am for them, given the reaction we saw for Klarna today.
Hey, if you can get shorts on them, sign me up. But no, in all seriousness, I think like the IPO action today was fun. I was happy to be watching it and to be involved in it, but you have to react really quickly, right? You just kind of have to trust your instincts. And I think just taking away the whole drama of it being an IPO, at least mentally, if I'm to give some advice here, I think that helps. Just think of it as any old normal stock doing any old normal stock things. Now be aware it's going to be more volatile, size accordingly with that in mind, place your stops accordingly with that in mind. But when you're actually analyzing the price action in the chart, there should not be anything fundamentally different, right? In my opinion. So that's my, I guess, takeaway from this Klarna experience. I guess, if you bought now on Klarna, hopefully this will go up and you eventually will get paid later.
Maybe.
And I'm sorry to keep making this pun, but I will continue to because it's like the only really good pun here. Also, apparently, I just saw the COO, the Chief Operating Officer and VP of Shopify, will be leaving the company as of Friday. And this comes after we got the news that the CPO of Netflix is leaving the company. So some turnover, I suppose.
Yeah, a little turnover there. Shopify not really reacting to this in the aftermarket.
It's on the queues now. We can actually pull it up.
Yeah, like a small move. Oh, that is on the queues. I could be using it, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I just pulled it up after because I realized.
Not a crazy move here in the aftermarket. It's not really doing much, but much like everything else, it did have a little bit of a pullback. Not too bad compared to a lot of what other things we were looking at here today. Which could have been much worse. But I wanted to make one observation about Klarna, as you were mentioning, that not much changes.
Yeah.
So in terms of how you're trading it, there is one thing to consider, though, and we're talking about and alluding to it in the afternoon show. And it certainly looked like it was true. It was definitely big, massive bid at 50 where they tried to hold that level. And I'm saying they for a reason. And then at the low of the day today, it got held again at the low of the day. On any IPO, especially a high-profile IPO like Klarna would be, the underwriters, which is your regular, it's exactly who you expect. It's your Morgans and your Goldmans of the world. They don't want this thing. They usually don't want it going red. In this particular case, it's the only recent high-profile IPO that seems like it's going to be within earshot of going red within 2 days, because that would be $40 where the issue is. Most of the others opened, if it was in the 30s, they opened in the 50s, 60s, 70s. So even if they pull back, they were nowhere close.
That's fair.
The impetus to defend that price at $40 and have it, A, not approach it, B, not break it, is pretty strong for the underwriters. So you will see sometimes uncharacteristically large bids at even dollar prices in front of that IPO issue price. And I'm not saying you just automatically assume it's the underwriters, but it probably is. And so it's not someone faking around with size. They're trying to not have it break.
Yes.
So and they keep some inventory so they can do that. And that's an important thing if you're trading it, because sometimes you can scalp off levels like that. If it comes into $40, they don't want it breaking, especially not the first time through. If I see a few million shares on the bid, I'm trying to go long 01.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Straight up tomorrow. If it goes to $40, I'm going long 40.01, and I'm not even waiting for the size to break. If it looks like the size is going to break, I probably just punch out and lose 1 cent.
Yeah.
But if they hold it, then maybe we get a Facebook. Because when Facebook IPO'd, that is exactly what happened years ago, and it was like the easiest trade ever. And it even tried to break, and they re-upped on the bid for like 15 million. It was like 10 million shares on the bid or 15 million shares on the bid. It went down to 2. and then someone bumped it right back up to like 10 mil, baby. And the second that happened, you punched long. It's like Morgan Stanley's defending Facebook's bid. It's not going to close breaking the low, and it was an easy scalp trade. So if I see that happen here on Klarna tomorrow, then I think we take a shot at this one at that $40 level. But maybe it doesn't get there. We'll see.
Yeah, I want to say one thing too, or I guess a couple things on that, because I know I know Opie talks about that a lot, so I've heard that story from you, and I know he's asked you guys about it too on the show as well, like that Facebook thing. That sounds wild. I will say, in addition to the 40, Neil, I noticed something curious with the $5 levels on Klarna too.
Yes.
So 50, as this was I was watching, and again, I was actually involved in the 50 breakdown, because I trade spread, I'm used to getting wicked out on stops. So I always give things a lot of room, which you actually worked in my favor here, and let me tell you why. They're really faking you out in the 50. The 50 had some kind of massive bid. Every time you think it would break, like it would do the creep down in the ask and then come right back up. The last time it did it, it goes all the way to 51s. And thank God I planned accordingly. I had it a little bit above, so I was good. I was like, the level of messing around they did with 50, and the fact they never let 45 break, makes me think that in addition to the 40, they're trying to protect themselves at these $5 levels on the way down as well. That's just a theory. But also, yeah, I mean, it's fun how much trading IPOs is kind of similar to trading spread. I don't know. I enjoyed myself. Jay Doe asking here about SMCI, saying up 167%. Congrats on 3 $28 SMX calls. Trying to see if I can be greedy for once. Any advice? I mean, never here to give life advice or anything. But I will look at the chart. SMCI. I will say I think there's some support at 40. I don't know about you, Neil, but there's some, to me, this $40 just, it's very shelfy at 40 on the daily chart. So, I mean, I think that 40 level is nice, but the fact that we kind of, even today, it looks like we gapped up above into that 44 level, and then we did a bit of a topping tail, and then 44 was also resistance if you go back to the end of August. So, I mean, I think holding above 44 would be nice. Right now, we're looking like we're holding 40. I mean, 40, again, I don't know much about options trading and how you would actually transact on that, but that 40 level looks like it could be a bit of a make or break.
Well, I can tell you the first chart I pull up is not the daily chart. It's the weekly chart on SMCI.
That makes more sense.
And if you look at the weekly chart on SMCI, have a quick look-see at the 50 period on the weekly. This has been a good level. Tries to bounce. When it loses the level, bounces and then loses it at the 50 period, rejects the 50 period, rejects the 50 period, reject, break away from the 50 period, and now we're bouncing off the 50 period on the weekly chart. It's respecting it. You had one close holding it, barring an abject disaster in the next couple of days, it looks like you're going to close bouncing and holding that 50 period on the weekly. So when I look at that, technically, I mean, the SMCI is not the front of my list. I mean, I'm in a UNH swing, so I like that one off 300. I'm not going to go in something else unless somehow that makes a really, really big move in the next 2 days. If it does, then I get out of UNH and I actually might swing something else. But SMCI, it is a great hold, and if it closes the weekly chart, so it needs to close this week holding that second time. If it does, I think that's a good long. You give it to underneath that 50 period on that same time basis, and you've got yourself something. It actually looks pretty good on a technical base. What was, we had one earnings name. That's
QMCO,
right, QMCO.
Yeah, it's bad. Q1 adjusted earnings or losses, 158 per share. Neil, would you believe we were expecting a loss of only 15 cents? And then sales here, $64.286 million, well below estimates of $73.7 million. Much larger than expected loss per share. And that is also a sales miss there. So, Quantum, not even, I almost said Qualcomm. Quantum Corp here, QMCO, not QCOM, struggling a little bit here. I believe this isn't, this does computer hardware. They don't even do quantum. I guess they're kind of in the same space of like Dell, SMCI, that type of thing, but a much smaller cap version. 28.6% short float, Neil. If there's any other stocks you guys want to look at, definitely let me know. Chase the Pack's asking why we didn't cover Vince earnings. I'm sorry about that. I'll pull that up right for you, VNCE. It's probably on the NYSE, which is why we can't pull it up. I apologize, we're having chart issues. 31% up right now, VNCE. Apologize, I will definitely cover that for you guys. So here's VNCE. What's the volume on this? Okay, not bad. So this actually posted an unexpected Profit, we're expecting loss of 8 cents per share, posted profit of 93 cents. Sales, 73.24 million versus 72.88 million expected. I believe this is also a small cap name, which is why I apologize it wasn't on my roster for today. But of course, we'll always look at anything people are asking about. Let's take a look here at VNCE. Again, double beat here for Vince. VNCE, what is your market cap? Let me know. $20.7 million. Yes, that's why it wasn't really on my radar. Smaller market cap, but really interesting move here. And what's the float on this? 2.51 million shares. So small float. This could be a good small cap runner tomorrow, Neil. And the unexpected profit.
Yeah, that's about it.
Look.
Yeah, that's about it. The low float on that one gives you a bit of a chance, because why not? Like, what the last couple of days, the low float runners have all been the crypto treasury plays, right? So all of those seem to be pulling back. It looks like that move is done. I don't know. It feels like it to me that OCTO, that way again today was a good short. So any of those crypto related names, they seem like they're on the other end of it, and maybe you get some of the more traditional. It's a low float, it has good news, so that's what gets pumped up. I think those are maybe good for a short-term trade. So this has earnings, maybe not. Maybe that's what can work. But just to go back to the point about these crypto, or whether it's Bitcoin, treasury, hey, we're just going to announce that we're doing this, and it's going to be the most amazing thing that ever happened to us. Oops. Yeah, well, asset entities today, this one didn't work. It gapped up, but it did nothing for you once the market opened. It made its high in the pre-market and just continued lower and lower and lower. We saw one yesterday with CWR, with CDR, CWD, Caliber, Calibra, CW. That was almost as bad. But ASST might be signaling that you're no longer able to just have this headline gap up and then get buyers to squeeze through the highs, because these are all squeeze plays. Like, they're not fun. Like the underlying token that they're buying, whether it's Bitcoin or whatever, it doesn't make a difference. It could be Solana. There was one recently with Solana. The underlies aren't moving, and these are still going crazy. I mean, we saw Chainlink the other day. Chainlink went nowhere, and then you have something going parabolic when they're basically just doing a treasury is supposed to cause it to go. And it's just a pure squeeze play, and when they unwind, it gets nasty. And if there's no momentum, you don't want to get caught making the assumptions. Well, just like anything else, they play in momentum. If the momentum slows down, the next one you're more cautious with. The same way we're talking about these IPOs. Certainly Klarna today makes me a little bit less optimistic on Friday for Gemini. It's just how you have to play it. They don't always have to be free money. If everyone gets excited about it, it has to go. No, pay attention to what happened the time before. Another earnings name, Adara?
Yeah, we do. Oxford Industries. So again, the guys, I do apologize for these small caps not being covered. Because as always, if anyone has any requests, I always like to look at them here for you guys. The volume on this earnings reaction isn't huge, about like 27,000 shares. But let's take a look here, and we should talk about it because this is a nice pop, and the report is pretty interesting. Q2 adjusted earnings, $1.26 per share, beating estimates of $1.18. Sales missing estimates, Neil, $403.143 million versus $410.85 million expected. So sales miss, EPS beat. Q3 guidance is where we have a problem. It looks like here they are estimating expected loss of $1.05 to 85 cents. That's below the estimated loss of 69 cents. They're guiding sales also below estimates here for Q3, but they did affirm their fiscal 2025 adjusted EPS guidance. That is going to beat estimates here in the midpoint. They also affirmed their sales guidance, which is a little bit more in line. So mixed report across the board for OXM. I looked into this. They are in the Russell 2000, so they're like a mid small cap, $600 million market cap, float of 13.8 million shares, short float of 16.8%.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? Their metrics aren't really even that bad. Like these under 1 price to book, price to sales 4, ridiculously low P. A lot of people look at the chart and you would just say that just makes it a value trap. Fair enough, I get that. But no, you can do a heck of a lot worse than triple bottom and put in a good report when you have pretty solid fundamentals and a potential to break a trend here. So this one, I'd throw it on the radar. I mean, certainly sometimes more exciting when you have a smaller low float name that might have some juice, but this one deserves to be on the back burner. It's not always about the Klarnas of the world. It's not always about the Oracles of the world. Certainly, if you're a trader and an active one, you've got to make money and trade whatever works for you. Actually, we had this conversation this morning with one of our viewers, and it was just they're in a rough time, and it's like, if something you're doing isn't working, don't make the assumption that, oh, I'll just take a break and come back when that strategy is working. No, you just find what fits you, because there's a million ways that you could make money trading. You could trade small cap, large cap, breakout trades, support and resistance. I can make up a million other things, but I don't want to bog it all down because we just got a super chat from J Doe. J Doe says, thank you for going over SMCI, and thank you for all you do for the trading community. Thank you for tuning in. But you know what? We absolutely appreciate when you guys, when all of you have words of praise. But here's what's more important that you can do. If you enjoy this free show, talking about the markets, getting better as traders, getting better as investors, all learning together and just trying to make some money in this crazy world, then hit the like and subscribe and share it with people so we can grow our community. Everybody gets smarter when we have more intelligent and fantastic people in our community, just like Jay Doe here. So just keep growing it and we'll get bigger and better, everybody. And Joe Schmo Adara is amazing as well. I'm telling you, man. No, what's crazy about it, I don't even, like, what was the symbol 2 seconds ago? I had no, it slipped my mind. And Adara will make the watch list, and she'll go through all of these earnings and never forgets a thing. Just sharp as an absolute tack, and trying her hand at trading as well. The only person, okay, I don't know for sure because I didn't check to see if Obi went short, but the only person that actually shorted Klarna today, well, I didn't short. Okay. Well, I mean, look, I tried and failed at the end of the day. All the money I made was long today. Yeah. And, you know, at the end of the day, all the money I made was long today. The same thing with Sean. So I think you're the only person that actually went ahead and shorted it. Okay. That being said, I didn't check. I know Obi likes to. Yeah, I know Obi likes to fade them. Yeah. He might have, and I just didn't see whether he did.
That would also be that 50 breakdown would be a pretty Obi-esque setup. I feel.
I just forgot to see if he did, and I forgot to ask him too.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I will say as well. I want to look at Chipotle in a second for Smooth One J, but I also want to say, like what you had to say there about like people, you know, trading your own style. Like today, I mean, I know I am also generally more short biased, but I think maybe I had long at some point, but I think generally, like I was green on the day, mostly, if not entirely, through shorts, other than the Klarna IPO, because I did get the opening print there, and I was kind of flat on that, slightly red. But I will say, Synopsis was actually my big win of the day, so you can really find whatever works for you and trade that. Like the 400 breakdown on that was actually pretty clean, and then I had a couple other times, like, you know, did end up giving back some of it, trying the end of the day break letter, and it would like fake you out and then go back. You know, it is what it is, but it still worked out for me. I had the Oracle short as well, the breakdown on that, which initially wicked me out by a cent, which I was like this too, but you got to get back in if you believe in it.
That'll make you angry.
You just got to stay chill, you know what I mean? I was like, what I tried to approach it as is I would have added here had I still been in it. I actually thought I was in it still. And I was like, oh, look at that. Oh, never mind.
But that's the whole, if I was flat, what would I do?
That's it, right? It literally puts you in that situation.
When I say flat, meaning if I didn't have a position and I hadn't traded it and had nothing, I don't have any memory of any action before except what would I do with this right now? And if the answer is go short, it doesn't matter that you just lost in another short. That's still the answer, and you just got to be able to go ahead and do it. But tomorrow we get, that's the Figure IPO tomorrow. What's the ticker on Figure?
FIGR.
FIGR. You see what I mean? See what I just said? There's not going to be anything to look at, but just for myself, I was like, yeah. Well, after, no, but seriously, like after what we've seen, and we could look at like a Circle. I think we might be done with the you're gonna have an IPO open, and its first day is not gonna be its best day in a bit. Like that cycle might have ended. Like Circle has, pardon the pun, come almost full circle. Sorry, but this at least it went up straight away. It wasn't even like bullish and Figma, and now another example, Klarna here. So look, they've upsized it. And I'm probably sure, like I'm sure we're going to see that this one is oversubscribed as well, possibly. They went from like 18 to 20 to like 20 to 22. I don't think there's a final price on it just yet. They have to give us a final price at some point. We'll see that. We'll see that certainly tomorrow. But just keep in mind, this is all about sentiment. It's a sentiment shift, and you've just seen some of these. You've just seen some of these treasury, like crypto treasury plays, head to the downside and start losing the bid a little bit. You have the IPO market not really following through outside of the first few seconds when people want to buy. I'm not as optimistic about it as before. Will I maybe take an opening print and take a shot at it? Yeah. Will I take it for less size? 1,000,000%. of whether Gemini as well, Figure, I don't care. Any IPO I take after today is for less size. You just can't do it. I actually did put on the same risk, and I probably should have downsized the risk today, got away with it today by not losing on the trade. But I think the nature of excitement and exuberance was certainly obviously less when we weren't getting these big, massive increases in the indicated open price.
Yeah.
On all these other IPOs that have gone, whether it's CoreWeave, whether it's Figma, whether it's Bullish, the ones that really ran halting to the upside right away, you were seeing it. It's like, okay, we're opening at 50, we're opening at 55, 60, 65, 70. Yeah. There were at least 6 or 7 updates higher. And even if they pull back after, that showed you the excitement.
Something. Yeah.
This one, it was 40, and then the first update was 48. And then it was 50, and then it was 52. It went to 53 for a bit, and then right back to 52, and then an hour there, and then they opened it at 52. That is not going to get it done. That's not getting it done. Klarna should have sized down on it. As I said, got away with it. But just because you make money on something doesn't mean you did the right thing or was a good trade. I think I risked too much to make as little as I made. So therefore, I consider it a bad trade, and I also didn't go short. That's even worse. So when it comes to Figure or, like I said, Gemini on Friday, I'm minimum sizing down because I'm just not exuberant about the overall trade in these IPOs.
Yeah. I think, I agree. Like, I think the vibe has just been really different.
Yeah.
And you can see it when you're watching it. And that's why, like, I really appreciate Neil. Thank you for, showing me how to read the imbalances and everything, because that was one of the biggest things that I used today that, like, made me, I still decided I wanted to try it because I was like, I want to test the waters a bit, but I took way less size than I was going to, and less size than I attempted to take bullish with, because I was like, this isn't looking as good based on my understanding of the imbalances, right? And that ended up being a correct impulse. So I think you just have to learn to trust yourself, learn to understand your read on that. And I think other than what I generally said, I think trading these IPOs once they're open is kind of have to approach it like a stock. That aspect with the imbalances is one aspect where it does require, I think, a little bit of finesse, and I'm still working on that, but I'm happy to be able to get that practice. I want to mention Chipotle for one of our friends in the chat here, Neil, if I may. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to have a lot of nice things to say about Chipotle, because how many red days is this in a row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. However, Chipotle as a catalyst. Is it really moving on this? No, but they're going to be announcing that like South Asia or Asia expansion, right? They just announced that probably like 3:50 p.m. I read that. So that could be interesting. Unfortunately, though, Smooth 1J, I do not love the look of CMG here, although I do enjoy the taste of their salads. Lower high. This is a daily too. Lower high. Lower high. This is an earnings AVWAP that is on my chart from a while ago, and we are well below it. In fact, we actually gapped down off of it from our last report. I cannot really find a lot of support here. I'm going to go back to the yearly chart, which I realize is a bit dramatic, but I think in this, oh my gosh. I've never seen a bearish engulfing on a yearly, Neil. Not, I guess, entirely engulfing because we didn't actually get above last year's high, but this is not a good look, I'm going to be real. And we're already below, actually, the one area I would say this could serve as resistance on the yearly, which would be this high of 21, which was 39.17. Well, we're below 39.17. Now, Smooth 1J, I think if we can get to that 39.17 and hold that, maybe there's something. If we reject 39.17 again, I would be displeased. I'm sorry, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not seeing a lot of optimism here. It looks like Brian Nichols' departure to do, in my opinion, not great things to Starbucks has really hurt CMG's stock. And also, fun fact, basically done nothing to Starbucks if you look at like the change in the year since he started. But either way, yeah, CMG, I don't know.
Raheel, this is a good idea, but we only have about 5 minutes to go, so I want to try this another way. Raheel Anwar, we should run a poll every day and ask the community to predict tomorrow's market, red or green. So how about this? Do we have do we have time to really do a poll? Can I just get everyone to type in, just type R for red or G for green? Right now, I'm going to do this. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm feeling red. The way that we ended today, I'm not feeling the green. We get the massive exuberance and then we end up selling off and everything sort of sold off there. I know this is not going to be scientific as I'm sort of staring it down. It feels like it's 50-50. Probably should have just done a poll, but I'd have to log out. I'd have to log out of this and log into a different account to make the poll. I suppose I could do that. here. I'll try to get one up in a couple of seconds as fast as I can, but it does seem like it's a bit of a mix right now. I want to say 60-40, but that's just me sort of eyeballing it here at Era.
Yeah, I put green, honestly, because if I look at the daily, I'm like, I can see the impetus for it being green, but and you guys know this if you've seen my like very tepid commentary during our midday news section, I do not like to forecast or assume things too much, because with the market, you really have to ride the wave and go with the flow. So with that in mind, you guys know I'm neutral to whatever. I know I'm, arguably more bearish, but I'll trade whatever, and I have no personal opinion or bias other than the fact that we have this nice base here at 560 on the daily, and the fact that we're near the high. I think we have the possibility to ramp higher on the Nasdaq anyway, which is what I'm looking at. But the fact that Oracle gave it up the way it did, and the fact that Oracle was also responsible for a lot of the Nasdaq strength, that does make, and Oracle's not a Nasdaq name, but they did have that AI rally, right? So I don't know.
Thank you, Fabian, right there. What Neil asked. Okay, well, if you're just reading it now, will the Nasdaq be red or green tomorrow? We usually use Nasdaq over S&P because tech runs the world. Right now it is 47% red and 51%. Now it's 50-50. So everyone get your votes in. Only 90. You can get more than that. Everyone pile in, because if you wanted to, the way I look at it, I've found that when we do this type of a poll, it's pretty good. When we have like 50-50 on a market red green, we end up with an inside day, or just a lack of direction. So oftentimes this can be very predictive. If there isn't any decisive move one way or the other, maybe we are in tune for an inside day. And we're all kind of wrong in here. That's important information. Sentiment is sentiment. And whether you're just crowdsourcing it here, we're all a trading community. We're all looking at the same charts, observing the same information, dropping all the knowledge and the news that Adara brings to us and the show brings to you, and you guys bring to the show as well. And we're just trying to figure it out. And if we're at 50-50, then oftentimes the market might reflect something very similar. Now, do remember, we do have some market data coming later in the week, right? Like we still have CPI to be able to hit.
UMich on Friday, University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment.
So we have some big numbers that we're waiting for, obviously, so that can really change the tide. We got a good PPI number today, but I mean, CPI could come the other way tomorrow morning, and all of a sudden, even that little bit of a shelf could hurt us. We'll see. Again, I still think it's lower. Klarna breaks 45. That's unfortunate for Klarna. If it hits 40, I expect there to be a bid on that stock. Let's be real. But it would be an embarrassment for the underwriters if it loses that price tomorrow. Not the best opening day for that, but there were trading opportunities in either direction. The volume was still good. The trend was still good. You were able to take an open trade, thankfully, and get away with it. But the short was fantastic after the fact. It's already 4:30 or 4:29. Time flies when you're having a lot of fun. And we had a lot of fun always, every single day with you guys. And we always like to end things off with something I think is always fun. And that's a roll call. So jump in the chat. Give a big shout out. This time, maybe just thank Fabian for getting the poll up. Thank Ramin for all the great social content that we were showing in the middle of the show. Thank Andre for making us look good and sound good all day long. Shout out to the midday, crushing it, going over all the information you need to know on Klarna before the action. Of course, thank you to Brendan. Thank you to Sean. Thank you to Adair, making sure we stay informed. And thank you guys, the viewers. You guys are all amazing. Jump in the chat, hit that subscribe so you can be in the chat, and let's get some roll call action.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get ready here. Thank you, Greg Moore, Joe Schmo, Joseph Brown, Heejin On, Andrew Chow, Andrew, John Von Sowers, Bill Bagholder, All Things Trump, Mike Williams, Pro Trader Key, Blockhead, I Cover, Neil Roberts, T-Man, we've got Heejay Han, The Other Zinc, Danny Koo, A Hangry Wife, Dinkelberg, HM, Dima Hader, Michael Spatafor, Calla Lilies, great name and great
That's
flower.
My wife's favorite flower.
North Dallas, we have Sid, Death God, Frank Larkin, T Was Up Yo, Oaker, we've got Bob the Dog, Freddie Fulcrum, Andrew Chow again, Smooth One, Jay, the Bipolar Spy Trader, Miami Dragon, For Profit, CompuCare Team, thank you to Joe, thank you to Sharif, thank you to Andre, Fabian, Ramin, Neil, Sean, Brendan, and everyone on our tech team as well. We've got Randy, Rob, Mark, everyone working behind the scenes, everyone you see, everyone you don't see. Thank you all. So happy to be here every day with all of you. And tomorrow is a new day, and after the bell, we have Adobe earnings. So make sure to join us in the morning. Adobe for sure. And by the way, Ian Rispetto, of course, Dylon spits hot fire, because the 5 greatest rappers in the world are Dylon, and Dylon, because he spits hot fire, just like we do here at Trader TV Live. Make sure you rest up, everybody.
It's going to be a good one tomorrow. Day 2 on Klarna. CPI action. Bright and early, 8:30. We're Trade TV Live. This has been your market recap show brought to you by Beta Pro by Globex. Ciao, everybody.
Yeah.